Hello everybody and welcome to another Genshin livestream. How's everybody doing? Some wonderful Monday. Hello Sid, Adil Gamer and Fat. I hope you're all having a great day and will be coming better soon to watch my livestream. No hoodie, it's not that cold anymore. I haven't been wearing the hoodie for the past few days. Have you just not been watching the live streams? Exposed. Oh, what? Hello? You want 3 release on a giveaway? Nice. That's like... And then you go bought your own good. That's like what? Less than 10% of the headphones I won? It's never cold in Poland? What do you mean? It can be like minus 20 degrees Celsius. It hasn't been that cold this year. I think it went down to like minus 5 during the day. Maybe at night it was minus 10 for like a week. But it can really get cold. As when I had to get the headphones. I mean, I just bought other products that I wanted to buy anyways. How cold is it now? It's probably around 0. It's 2 degrees right now. The winter has been pretty mild so far. It did hit like almost minus 10, but that was like it very quickly dipped, then rose to like around 0, slightly colder, and there was like heavy snowfall soon after, and now it's just chill between like around 5 degrees during the day. Although it has been getting slightly colder recently. I mean, in my room it's 21 degrees. I'm not sitting outside. It's not 2 degrees Celsius here in my room. Also, this has long sleeves. I mean, they are supposed to be long, but I have pretty long arms. Hello, GP Keep. Let's start a prediction. Today is a weekly boss Gamba again, even though we just had one 2 days ago. I have a heater. Yes, if we didn't have any heaters, I would die. Poland is not a place where you can just not have heating. It's not a thing. A lot of people don't have AC. Although recently it's been getting more and more necessary. But everybody has heating. Yeah, I do have AC in my room upstairs, because that room would get crazy hot during the summer. And I wanted to work there. And that was an amazing decision. Like, the one air conditioner, the one unit upstairs, is enough to really keep like the entire house decently chill. If we like, you know, close the windows everywhere and just run the AC upstairs, the entire house is gonna get fairly chill. Or like, not hot. So that was a great purchase. Although I actually haven't used it at all this year. This year the summer wasn't that bad. And I didn't even call, because like, I'm supposed to get maintenance every year to like clean it up and whatever. I haven't done it this year. Which I think voids my warranty. I never really hated winter because I prefer when it's a bit too cold than a bit too hot. But ever since I bought the AC, summer doesn't really bother me as much, and then just like the fruit. All the fruit you can have during the summer, I feel like makes me like summer a tiny bit more. But when it just comes to the climate, I do prefer winter to summer. Although I like the in-betweens the most, spring and fall. Check out the Skirk. The Skork. Whenever Skirk gets a rerun, I'm probably gonna get C2, because I already have C1. Okay, got level 90, 10 levels 10 and 9, very nice. Crowning the Bear is probably also worth it. Does give you some damage bonus in even in your skill mode, and then the damage from it is also pretty good. And versus some bosses, like, you know, when Skerk first was coming out, people were like, oh yeah, you just always press the skill, never use the burst, skill is better. And I mean, that's kind of true in a vacuum, but then we can have enemies like the Baptist in this Stygian, where you don't really have time for full rotations, so Skerk's burst really comes in handy. It's great that she has this kind of flexibility that most characters don't. Got the Azure Light, her weapon is pretty great, but the one issue with the weapon is when you get it, and you get the 22 crit rate, you can't really play much as a hunter. You overcap even more than you think, because you probably are like 36 crit rate here, and you have 108 crit rate, so you overcap by 8%, but that's not true. You overcap by 23 because of Cryo Resonance, which you will almost always be getting in Skerk teams. So yeah, when you're overcapping by 23 crit rate, that's like your weapon, that's as if your weapon didn't have a subset at all. You just have to farm the Skerk set, since you pulled Azure Light. If you wanted to play Marechuse, you had to pull C1 instead of Azure Light. It's just like, you made this decision, now this set is unplayable. Also your pieces are just like pretty heavy, pretty heavily invested into crit rate. You have a lot of crit rate subs. If you didn't have any, like if you lost like the crit rate subs on the Goblet and maybe like the Flower and Feather, like it's possible to make this work, but yeah, not with your current pieces. Also, a different way to look at it is as if your Goblet had no substats, right? Because you're overcapping all of this crit rate. You're also overcapping all of this crit rate. And then even some of the rest. So yeah, not only is the set bonus not really worth it, the pieces you have aren't that great either. You don't really have many attack percent substats, which are amazing on Skerk. Attack percent can be better than damage bonus sometimes on the Goblet main stat as well. You have Azure Light, which gives you 48% attack, so damage bonus should be it usually, but like both are viable. So yeah, you gotta go to the Skerk set mines. Do you have Varesa? If you don't, it's a bit of a shame, because the Varesa set is the other one there. But you have to farm for it either way. You have to farm the what is it called again? Finale of the Deep Galleries, right? Right now this Skerk is doing way less damage than she could be doing, given that she has her Sig. The upcoming 5-star reruns and new characters. Okay. Bam. So, next patch we have Columbina, Zibai, Inefa, and Nuvilet. It's probably gonna be Columbina with Inefa first half, and then Zibai with Nuvilet second half. Columbina, if you want to play any not cry teams ever, you pull Columbina. It's that simple. If you want to play Zibai, your pull order, like if you are wondering, should I get Sig first or should I get Constellations first for Zibai? You pull Columbina first, then you pull Zibai, and then you get like, I think her weapon. So Columbina is pretty important if you want to play any not great teams ever. Inefa is also amazing. Even if you have Fleens, she is an incredibly valuable pull. But even if you don't have Fleens, maybe she's even more valuable then, because there are some Lunar Charged Shield bosses, including next Stygian. There is gonna be the Lunar Charged Shield guy again that only gets cleared by Inefa, Fleens, and Skerk, because Skerk is just her. At low investment. Of course, if you have cons, you can do this with like Arlecchino, Mavuika, and stuff like that. But yeah, she is probably the most, actually, when it comes to just like pure strength, maybe from the existing not great characters, Lama is even stronger, but Inefa is more universal. You can just slap her in so many teams, because if you play Lama, you play Bloom, right? But Inefa, you can just slap her with so many characters, and you know, people who have pulled Inefa, nobody regrets pulling Inefa. A lot of people regret. No, nobody regrets pulling Inefa. A lot of people regret not pulling Inefa rather. Ziba is just another not great DPS. If you want to have one, but like you can even play on-field Columbina. If you have Lauma, you can play Columbina as a main DPS. So even if you feel like you could use, if you haven't pulled any not great characters so far, but you feel like you want to have a not great main DPS eventually, and you're thinking maybe you should pull Zibai, that's an option, right? Columbina Zibai, good comp, but you could also play Columbina Lauma, and she also becomes a main DPS then. So yeah, she's just like Nefer and like Fleens, just same thing. One good thing about Zibai is that her team is like lower cost for the same damage as the others because her best support is a 4-star, right? Her Inefa / Lauma is Iluga. Iluga who's gonna be a 4-star on her banner, most likely. So for like Flames, ideally you want to pull Inefa and Columbina. For Nefer, you have to pull Lama and Columbina. For Ziba, you just pull Columbina, right? And then you just get the Iluga. And Nuvilet is Nuvilet, you probably know what Nuvilet is. Nuvilet doesn't perform too well in Stygian, unfortunately, but he's still amazing in Abyss. Do you know who's the patch after that? No. It could be Varka, but it's just guesses, really. There is nothing like concrete, not even any like semi-reliable leaks. Okay, before I go with the like birthday mail and stuff, let's just do the dailies. Oh yeah, Hoda healing is actually working? Oh, it's already over? No, it's still ticking. It just ticks very slowly. Hey, we are full HP. Thank you, Hoda. Man, during births lasts forever. It just doesn't end. Okay. Which sometimes can be annoying when all the grass is on fire around you. I see you put a lot of effort into this message. This is just an easier version of the last daily. Because in the last daily we had to actually protect a monolith and there were like 4 waves of enemies. Here there was nothing to protect and there were only 2 waves. I kinda don't get it. Why are the protect ones so much harder than the like regular, the enemies just spawn and you just kill them? There is legit less to do. Like in the protect the monolith ones there is more of a challenge to it, and then there are more enemies. How does that make sense? Riveting gameplay. What's the best non-resin way to farm Mora? Great question, actually. It's something that I do every day. Oh, I should do it. I should do it soon. Artifacts. Farming 1-star artifacts. Right after I'm done with my dailies. I could show it. How do I... Oh, I need to first like exit out of the ground with E. And then I can queue out. Yeah, so you can walk across the map. Collect shiny spots. Are there any shiny spots around here to show how they look like? No, but you've got these like shiny spots that say investigate on them. And they can contain different things. They can contain weapons, they can contain food, they can contain Mora, or they can contain artifacts. And the ones that contain artifacts are the best, even if you just care about Mora. Because then you get a bunch of 1-star artifacts. Oh, I have like a filter. You can get a bunch of 1-star artifacts, which you can then destroy for Mora. 1 artifact for 20 Mora. I prefer to keep them for artifact EXP. Let's just claim the daily commissions. Oh, it's these. These spots, right? And yeah, some are fake. Like this is just food. This is worthless. But this, that's an artifact. I'm not picking this up though because there is a limit that you can only grab, or like, After you grab 100 of these spots in a single day, they will stop spawning. But the ones that have already spawned in will not disappear. So like, if this is the 100th spot I pick up, if I were to pick this up, this one would still stay here. But if I were to like TP away and TP back here, it would no longer be here, because it would not spawn in, because the limit has been hit. So, I have a pre-planned route of 100 spots I go for, and then at the very last one, I try to go to an area with a lot of artifact spots, like 30 extra ones, and then I just grab all of them, and that's the limit. So yeah, I actually do it almost every single Genshin stream. I have this team with characters who run fast. And yeah, I start over at the Easy Breeze Holiday Resort, one of the best areas. Actually no, almost every shiny spot on this island is an artifact spot. Also, there are two kinds of artifact spots. There are ones who only give you artifacts, and ones who give you artifacts and Mora. Right, I got 100 Mora and 2 artifacts from this. These spots are better, and there are ones that only give you 1 artifact, always. So this island has the artifact spots everywhere, and they are the good artifact spots. And I have the markers on my map. The stars are where I have to go. I have like the thingy. Also, the route I follow is from a video by 7. How do I search watch history? Artifact. No, it's not. Oh, this one. This video. This is better than doing elites. It's less like you can't do it for as long. Because there is this hard limit, you spend like 15 minutes farming the artifacts and you are done. But it is a better like... Oh, I sent like a timestamp. This should not have a timestamp. Whatever, you can just rewind the video. You get more Mora per minute, right? But if you're interested in farming for hours, then yeah, I guess you can do this first and then go elites. Some of the other limitations with these spots is that most of them take 24 hours to respawn. So if I do it now, if I grab all my artifacts now, and then I want to do this tomorrow again, I need to start like a bit later, right? I can't start at the same time, because then the spots would not have all spawned in yet. And this can also be an issue when some of the spots that are supposed to load in at the same time are not up yet. And I can't just wait until they appear, because they will just not appear anymore, because I've already hit my cap. Hello, Sayonara. We've got one believer with 1 point. It helps to have a team that can move fast if you have characters from... Mostly characters from Natlan, but also some other ones, like Wanderer or Chiori. But you don't need them, especially on this island. You can use the Monetu. Oh, wait. Fish. Ornamental fish, gotta catch them. This guy? Okay, the green guy. No, he fled! Oh my god, so scuffed. I guess I will not be getting the fish today. I could rewind time, but I'm not gonna bother. Hello, Shivermy Timbers. You will believe, thank you very much for restoring the balance. But yeah, the Natlan was an absolute goldmine when it comes to characters with exploration abilities. Every character has some kind of exploration abilities. Some are better than others, but everybody has something. Even the 4-stars like Kachina and Oloron. But it seems like ever since Natlan ended, they are like... Even characters that I feel like in the past would have exploration abilities haven't gotten any. Like, come on, Durin can't fly. I would be fine with Durin not being able to fly If not for the fact that he non-stop talks about how much he likes to fly, and there's a cutscene with him flying. If it wasn't just like so in our face all the time, how amazing Durin's flight is, I would be fine with him not being able to fly in combat. If they just said that he hasn't gotten used to his body yet, so he can't fly, or like his wings are too small, and according to all known laws of aviation, Durin shouldn't be able to fly, I would be like, okay, sure. But no, he flies! He talks about how much he likes to fly. And even some NPCs asked him, can you still fly? And he was like, yes, of course I can, I love to fly. They could have just said that he cannot, and I would have been fine with that. But yeah, it feels like they want exploration abilities to be like a Natlan specialty from now on. So I guess we have to wait until the next Natlan character until we can get anything extra. Why can Durin? There is like no reason for it. I wish I could give you a lore reason. I wish I could say he's like not used to his wings and he can fly. But no, that's not the case. He can fly in lore. People didn't complain? But what do you mean complain? The only complaints were that some of them don't last long enough, but like... People were too focused on the aspect where you can use Phlogiston to extend your abilities, but they didn't pay attention to the fact that the abilities last for a long time even without Phlogiston. Like, the Natlan characters are the best at exploration even outside of Natlan. It's just they are even more betterer in Natlan. But if anything, people complaining about that should have made them print more exploration abilities that are even better, no? Because the complaint was that they are not good enough, even though they are pretty OP. Wait, where am I going? Here. Oops, I failed the race. Is people being upset that you need Natlan characters specifically to obtain stuff? I don't think that was like a common enough complaint. Because you could use the Saurians, even though some of them were scuffed, especially the Cucusaurs. And that's definitely not the feedback they took. Because in Natlan, or rather in Notcry, every character has some sort of special thing you can only do when you pull them. Some are pretty minor, like with Inefa, you can get a little box that then changes the appearance of her skill doll. So it's like this line. In Notcry it seems you will be able to change Brigitta's appearance through certain means. You can get screws that you can then use to give Brigitta a little like maid hat. So this is minor, but then Flins and Nefer give you entire extra quests that are unavailable if you don't pull the characters. Lauma can talk to animals to give you extra dialogue. And so will Columbina actually. And Columbina will probably have even more unique interactions. So they actually went the other way. Now they are adding more unique interactions in the overworld for new characters. But they just seem to not want to do too much exploration. The only thing we got in Notcry is Lauma's alternate sprint, but that's like barely faster than regular run, or maybe even slower. I think it's slower than just spamming dash, but the stamina lasts for a bit longer, so maybe in a marathon it's slightly better. In a sprint it loses out, I'm pretty sure though. Yeah, it's more like just for the vibes. Her alternate sprint. It's kinda like Arlecchino's alternate sprint. A bit worse probably though. At least Arlecchino can dash over water, which can be decent over short distances. Okay, Inazuma now. Learning the route first, when you just are starting out, can be pretty daunting. You kinda have to just like have the video open right next to you, ideally on another screen or on your phone, while you are playing on a PC or console. But you do this like 5 times, and then you start remembering everything. Maybe some trickier spots you have to console the route, and then you just do it by memory, from memory. And it's pretty fun. I like collecting artifacts. And you really get a lot of stuff, whether you want Mora or whether you want artifact EXP. This overall good value. The real power creep is exploration power creep. Kinda, but even the older ones, even the older abilities are still pretty decent. Like, I'm still using Wanderer here. Even though his flight is worse than Chaska, just having two characters who can fly is better than one character who can fly. Also, their flights are slightly different. So there are situations where Wanderers can be a bit more useful. He's better at going up than Chaska. And also his flight is like more stable, I guess I would say. It's easier to stop with him. Chaska is way faster though, especially because I do have Chaska C1. I do pull the exploration constellations. So Varesa and Chaska are C1, and not for like the combat abilities that they give, I just pull them literally for exploration. Because if I was pulling for combat, I would probably get like C2 Chaska and like R1 Varesa instead of what I got here. Stopping and C1 for both of these characters is pretty scuffed. Not good value. Because their C2s are the best for both Varesa and Chaska. I even pulled C1 Kinich, but his C1 is Giga Scuffed. The way his C1 works is he gets a movement speed buff after using his E. But his E is not affected by movement speed. So if you go like one E, land and then do another, it's like not faster at all. And it just like doesn't scale well with a team full of exploration characters. Kinich is just not it. But at least in the case of Kinich, his C1 is great when it comes to combat. And I have used Kinich before to clear Stygian. So I'm not unhappy with that pull. For Varesa, I use her both in exploration and in combat. Decently often. Although more so for exploration. For Chaska, I only use her for exploration, pretty much. Maybe one day I will pull C2, and then at C2 Chaska is actually pretty good. And she now has more options with Durin. She no longer has to be a Mavujka VV support. Okay, here. This is the trickiest part, not getting lost in this tomb. Also, there is a shiny spot, like somewhere over there, but I think I can't grab it because then I walk too far away. Because at this moment in time, I already collected over 100 shiny spots. And the only spots that I can still grab are the ones that have already loaded in. And all of this area has been loaded in. The way the game loads stuff, this is all in the zone, but barely. Right? Like the load zone is like right here. And if I walk too far to the left here, in this area, these spots will all disappear. And they will not be able to reappear anymore because I have hit the 100 daily limit. Upgrade from C1 Llama to C2. We probably shouldn't have pulled Llama cons in the first place. But what does Llama C2 even do? Damage of Lunar Bloom is further increased by 400% of Llama's EM. And 40% Lunar Bloom. The 40% Lunar Bloom damage bonus is kinda irrelevant. Oh, just got a double Llama. Okay, that's pretty nice. 400% of Llama's EM, and on base it's 377. So that doubles your... This doubles your stack damage? Wait, then that must be kinda OP. What was that? What just popped up? Was it this? Maybe this. Oh, I didn't need to like switch over to the burst, I can see it here. That's kinda nice, you can like click on effects and like see the description. But yeah, this doubles her quills, which should be pretty insane actually. You could consider pulling C2 when it's on the rerun next time. But it's still a while until then, you should definitely pull Columbina first. Whoop. Oh no, I fell! So yeah, for now you pull Columbina. And then you can consider pulling Llama C2 later. if you ever feel like the team needs an even bigger upgrade, but for now, Lauma, Nefer, and Columbina might become the best team in the game. We'll have to see. And having the Llama Simon is also pretty nice, because you don't need to play... I mean, Prototype Amber is one of the best weapons for Columbina anyways, so it's not that big of an issue to play Prototype Amber on Columbina, to have somebody healing you. But you do have a bit more freedom in weapon and teammate choices with the C1. And we don't know when the Llama rerun will even come. So it's not necessarily... Columbina... Like, Columbina isn't necessarily competing with Lauma cons here, no? Lauma might get a rerun when like Varka or Sandrone comes out. And then that will be the real competition. Columbina is actually, I would say that Columbina can be more flexible because she can be played in any... with any lunar charged carry, if you have in Eva Flins, Zibai. But on the other hand, Llama can be also played in non-not cry regular Bloom teams. They actually both have decent flexibility. Does Llama just want EM? Yes. Enough ER to burst every rotation, which will often mean ER Suns if you don't have an ER weapon. And then just EM, Goblet and Hat every time. Because the biggest value that Llama provides is her Quill effect, her Quill-like effect for Bloom damage. She can increase regular Blooms and lunar Blooms by a percentage of her EM. And that is like immense, actually. Llama for Nefer is one of the like biggest one character upgrades you can ever get. I wonder if Escoffier or Escoffier for Skirk. Between Escoffier for Skirk and Llama for Nefer, what is the bigger upgrade? I think it's gonna be Llama. The damage she provides is just absolutely insane. Okay, and that's it, right? We've cleared all the artifact spots in the world. Is it a big of a difference? Yeah, it is. It's like 30% more damage or something. I think I have all but one double top-ups left in Zenless. I might have one left in Genshin as well. I might have like the $1 one. Yeah, these are the... So the 1 and $5 one I still have the full bonus on. And in Zenless I think everything but $100 I still have the double top up on. Or maybe everything but the 51. I topped up once in 2.0, but then I have not spent any extra money other than BP and the monthly pass. Time for me to get M to Jiao. Maybe if the story is good, but I really doubt it. It's probably gonna be another disaster. But we'll see, you know. Maybe they wrote the ending first and then they just like didn't know how to get there. Some stories can be like this, right? You have a nice idea, maybe you have a nice idea for the beginning of the story, but then you don't know where to take it and the ending is bad. But maybe you wrote a great ending first, but you had no idea how to get there. Okay, let's start doing weekly bosses. Wanted to get this out of the way first. So that I can start tomorrow at like a fairly regular time. So Skirk. And we go to Mondstadt. And we fight the chess boss. With my boy Dahlia. I'm probably gonna cave and pull the Dahlia though, in Star Rail. Originally I was saying that like, why would I pull Dahlia, I don't want to play Firefly anyways. But after playing the quest, Oh, I didn't get particles. After playing through the quest, now I'm a Firefly fan. I got turned from a Firefly hater to a Firefly fan. This quest did the impossible. It's actually called my E. Overall, I have loved this quest. Some people are complaining that like it's too confusing, or they don't like the retcon aspect or the time travel. But I honestly loved it, because for me, 2.2 and 2.3 were some of the worst parts in the history of the game when it comes to the story. And they just removed all the bad parts. Everything that I hated the most has been retconned out of existence. I couldn't be happier. So I'm a giant fan. I don't mind retcons if they remove the parts of the story that I never liked to begin with. It's also a canon retcon. It's not like they pretended that, you know, oh, we've never said this before. No, it was like an intentional memory malfunction. If you thought that Penacony had potential, but you didn't really like how it ended, or you felt like there was like a lot of missed potential, then you will probably love this quest. Welcome to the Super Break. I mean, I do have all the Super Break characters so far, except for like Rappa. Sounds like I've never played Super Break before. Oh, I could have done a burst and then press E, because I had the extra thingies. Okay, you cannot revive anymore, right? Yeah, that's good. Lovely. You forgot Rappa even existed. And you probably will not get any reminders of her existence in the closest future. You came out of a Penacony like, dude, was this really it? So we are very happy now. I was even more angry about like most of 2.2 and 2.3. Because originally going into... Ooh, that's a triple drop and a horse. Originally going into Penacony, I was pretty unhappy about the state of Star Rail. I didn't like the quests from like 1.4 to 1.6. I felt like the quality was dropping. So going into 2.0, I was like very negative. But then 2.0 exceeded my expectations. I was a fan when I was starting the quest, I was like complaining all the time. By the time I ended it, I was like, oh my god, I love Star Rail now. 2.1 also great. I loved Aventurine's story. But then 2.2 was already like and 2.3 was like, oh my god, it's like bad again. What have they done? Everything that was set up, that was interesting, like was thrown out the window. And the whole mission was just like a date with Firefly, and that's it. But yeah, now this like brought up the ending to the standards of the beginning in my eyes. What monitors do I use? One of them was like a hand-me-down from my brother-in-law. And the other one was actually recommended by one of my chatters. Somebody in my chat was like, hey, you know that there is like this discount for this monitor? And I checked it out and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, there is definitely a discount for this monitor. And I bought it because it was on sale. So I don't have my monitor. I didn't buy my monitors because they were great, but because they were cheap and good enough. But I can give you the exact... Wait, I already checked this. I can give you the exact specs. I have my PC build saved on PC part picker. I have this one that I really do not like. That's the one I got from my brother-in-law. It's a pretty trash monitor from my experience. Maybe my model is kind of like... I don't know. I really didn't like it. And the other one is this Acer one. I like it. It's good. But if I was buying a monitor today, I would probably buy an OLED. You're looking at this Acer one? It's a perfectly fine monitor. We got a new week of this. Nice. Ever so closer to the Tinari constellation. Okay, we did not get a billet. Let's go to the next boss. Not Landboy. Either we one-shot him or he one-shots us, and the fight takes 5 times as long as it has to. $360 Hz. I feel like 360 Hz is kinda overkill. If you can find some nice one on sale, that's okay. But you shouldn't like intentionally pay extra and buy a much more expensive monitor for 360 Hz. Because at that point you really can't notice a difference from like 240 to 360. I wouldn't go above like 240 unless you found like a really good deal. You want a second monitor, so you're considering buying an OLED one as, for your main and then using the other one as a side monitor, yeah. That's the best upgrade path for monitors. Use your old one as a side and you buy a new one. Each character mission in the Sonar Visitors take like 2 minutes to complete. Oh, you mean the one where you just like talk with them and you have like a little conversation? That one? That thing? Yeah, I've done all of them last time. Except for the one that wasn't available. I would say like, yeah, 144, like 120 is like should be the minimum. Unless you are really tight on unless you have a really tight budget. Because 60 to 120 is like a big jump. Going to around 180-ish is noticeable. 240, I would say, is like as high as you should realistically go. Within 60 minutes I live, you've been missing out then. We got the burst, no way. Oops, I failed not only did I fail the rotation, but I missed out on my melt as well. What is he doing? Oh, he's doing this already. I can't hit him. Can I hit him with this burst? Yes! Let's go! Where are you, bro? Oh, I think my burst ended. Bennett burst, let's go! I mean, even for something as even if you are not playing games, even if you are just browsing the web and sending emails, getting a 120 Hz monitor is huge. Because even the mouse movement, the difference is like enormous. Oh, we got a quest pop up. No billet just yet, but we did get a solvent. So I'd say 120 is a must for like anybody. Unless you would not get to eat for like half a month because you bought a slightly more expensive monitor. But like a cheap LCD panel, like a 1080p, it really should not be expensive. Especially if you looked for used ones. People sell monitors all the time. You can probably get one for like dirt cheap. You have 5080, so you might as well get a nice monitor for it. But like, if you play anything, like even if you can get the extra frames on a game, you won't really see it anyways. Like, you won't really notice the difference between 240 and 360. And if you run modern games on high-ish settings, you will not be getting 360 FPS. But you can get like a stable 60, maybe stable 120. 60 plus 60 equals 120. Okay, who are we fighting today? We've been fighting different bosses every week recently. Who do you want to fight? Any boss that I fought less than 80 times is okay. We could go Ajdaha, we could go Child. We fought Wolf last week. I fought Ajdaha 2 weeks ago, so I don't want to do Ajdaha either. This boss I all fought recently. One of these three. I guess let's do Apep's Cancer. Raiden, okay, we can do Raiden. Although Raiden will just get one shot, unfortunately. You kinda think back to the Raiden boss. Thank you very much, the Major Chord, for the 69 bits. I really appreciate that it's 69 and not 67. That's my generation's number. Yeah, you look back on the Raiden boss, and it's like, oh man, this fight was so cool. One of the best weekly bosses they have done. And like, yeah, I probably still think this is the best weekly boss they've done so far. But then you actually like go into it nowadays, and you just one-shot her, and it's like, oh, that was it. Let's go with Klee. Wait, this is Signora! Oops, I tipped it to the wrong domain. I already fought Signora 80 times. Also, Klee would not be as good here. Signora actually held up more when it comes to difficulty than Raiden. Because in Signora you cannot skip her phases. There is a forced cutscene between phase 1 and 2. With Raiden, you just kill her before she actually gets to power up. I don't make better. Oh, but good energy. Wait, did I hit her? I don't think it matters that I didn't. Ouch. Yeah. Good of Lightning versus Crying Baby. And final boss. Final billet. Nope. No billet this week. Big L for the 3 believers. Oh my god, one person is getting all the points. All the points to Addicted Gamer. That's okay. At least Saya believed today and then lost. Oh no, wait, did Saya not Gamba at all? Oh, it's been a while since we got some squad redeems. You've been redeeming squads so rarely recently that I had to start doing squads on my own without like the redemptions. Pretty sad fate. My legs would have atrophied if not for my action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, And 50. 20 old accounts. Brother, I haven't had 20 viewers since like 4 years ago. And you're talking about 20 old accounts? I think we'll hear. Not really. $3.5 weeks this time, damn. I am kinda broke right now. I wanted to already book some trips for the next few conventions, but I'll have to wait until next month. Become a part-timer? That's why? What do you mean? I've been streaming like the same. I've had this stream timing ever since I started streaming Genshin. Oh, Durin's basic attack is pretty good for slamming trees. It doesn't really matter because nowadays you just use the gadget. Was this 3 or 2? Oh no, it was 2 only. It's a bit too fast then. I will try to get a raise next year. And I hope I'll be able to get one. Because my salary has stagnated lately. Okay, so with that done, we need to check out my teapot as well. Next year we're gonna get even more Hoyo games. We're probably gonna get Honkai Nexus Anima and maybe Varespura as well. So I need to get the race for sure. I could be your translator. I would say I'm at a conversational level in Japanese. I did want to start learning kanji again. The website I used in the past is called Wanikani, and I wanted to buy a subscription there again. Because always at the end of the year they have a sale for like a lifetime subscription. But once again I'm too broke to buy it right now. I'd rather wait till next year, or I'll just buy like a regular monthly or yearly subscription. Maybe it's easier from the Star Shackling prison? What do you mean? Just like the quest wasn't that good? Star has improved with the writing this year. I mean, I understood what was happening, I just couldn't understand the like writing choices they made. It's just the story didn't really make sense. But yeah, pretty much anything in the latter half of 2.x, anything after 2.1, until the very end, until Amphorius started, was pretty garbage. But they redeemed 2.2 and 2.3 with a red conquest, so that's good. And like the Wardens, that was like kinda irrelevant as well. Doesn't matter much in the grand scheme of things. It's easy to forget about, fortunately. Yeah, learning a new language is pretty fun. I do like learning languages. I also would kinda want to try learning a 4th language eventually, but Wait, I ran out of coins? I can't buy all the Mora. I guess we'll just not buy the Mora. I would be kind of interested in learning a fourth language, but it would have to be something that I could actually use. Just learning a language for the sake of learning it will not get you anywhere. Because you need to actually consume content in that language. And out of coins because we had to buy... because there was new furniture to buy this week. I did a lot. You can... because... you can buy more things every week than... you can make coins, right? Like this shop... sorry, not this. In this shop you can spend more coins than you can make in a week if you like want to buy everything. I was mostly just buying the Trained Resin and the Hero Suites and the Mora. But I guess that's like just ever so slightly too much. I will just skip the Mora now and we'll be fine. But yeah, whenever new furniture comes out, I have bought every single recipe. That's when there's like a big dip in my savings. I need Mora? I kinda do, because my Mora is dwindling. Like, sure, you can be like, oh, you have 21 million, you don't need it. But like, a couple months ago I had 40 million, right? I am losing Mora at a pretty rapid pace. And when you are somebody who has not needed to farm Mora since 1.1, suddenly having to farm Mora again would be like devastating to my resin economy. Speaking of resin economy, let's spend what we have left over at the Yahoda boss. So that's why I'm buying the books and the Mora. Because if I was only buying things that I can use, I would just be buying Artifact EXP. But Artifact EXP is pretty easy to come by. So even though I have 18,000 adventurers experiences, I would still rather buy the books. I only like pre-farming for characters I don't own yet. Once she comes out, I'll just have time to level her up before Stygian comes out anyways. So there is no need for that. I can actually use this team to fight. Also, most of her mats are not even available. I think including the boss. Ouch. Okay, I own Yahoda, but I don't own Columbina yet. I will farm Columbina once I will farm for Columbina once I get her. Oh, I could have switched so that Yahoda gets EXP as well. Whatever, that's fine. Man, this boss has hands. Or actually, I think he literally does not have hands. In the literal sense, he is handless. But he hits you quite hard. But he only has legs, there are no hands. That is pretty aggressive, and then also it like gives you the healing debuff later on in the fight. Okay, how much can we level Yahoda now? One more ascension. We can get a blue pool. We need more crystals though. I also have some condensed resin, so I guess we'll just farm artifacts with that. My main team for Columbina, I don't want to be here. My main team for Columbina is gonna be the Flincy Nefa team. That's the not great team I like the most. So my Columbina will be playing Silk and Moon most of the time. Although next patch I actually might be playing the other set, because one boss will be a Flin's Shield and then there will be another different Not Cry Shield boss. So I'll be fine with Flin's Nefa with Aino on the Flin's Shield, but I will need probably Columbina Nefer or Columbina Zibai on the other Not Cry Shield boss. We'll need to juggle sets on... Oh, we don't have many. We'll need to juggle sets on Columbina, which will be annoying. See how good in any team? She can be fine with the Not Cry carries, but she does take a bit too much time to do her stuff on field. Yeah, we've leveled up... Wait, actually... Did I level up any Anemo characters lately? I leveled up Sucrose not long ago. Yeah, that's why I have no mats. Oh, she ascends with healing bonus. That's a rare ascension stat. Shared by Jean. And like... Maybe Kokomi? No, does Kokomi ascend with healing bonus? I'm not sure. I know that Jean does. Noel DPS, okay. Noel DPS has more options this patch. She can actually play it with Durin as well. Although you probably still want Furina. Yeah, because the being able to play Marichusa is pretty lovely. So yeah, you are only level 83, which is quite bad. Ideally, I guess you did say you are short on Mora. But yeah, your main, for any main DPS and especially a defense scaling one, levels will be pretty important. Also, your talents are absolutely in the dumps. 7, 7, 8. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Noel, Albedo, Chiori, Goro? No. That's not a team. I mean, you are playing Marichusa, so you need Furina. And then for the other slots, there are like a bunch of things you could do. Durin Albedo is like a nice duo you can play with Noel, or even Durin Fischl, but the issue with Furina in the team is that Furina will apply too much Hydro, and then Durin can't crystallize, and then you don't get the Geo Shred with him. So if you want to play Durin, you can play Furina, then you cannot play Marichusa. So like the entire team setup. It can be worth it, especially if the content is not like good for a Hydro character. It can be worth it to just play Durin and Albedo. But it's just like a different type of team, right? You can't really play both at once. Shiren is good. Yeah, she gives you Shred, which is nice. And some damage bonus. That's okay. For the last slot, you do have... Oh, Chiori doesn't... Unless you have C1. No, we don't have C1. Chiori is not really that good because Chiori needs a Geo construct. You should probably just play like a Fischl or something. Just like a sub DPS that deals some damage. I think if there could be like any Durin setups, maybe with... Like if you could get a Durin to reliably crystallize, he would be pretty great, even without a second Hexray character. But I'm not sure how reliable that would be. Furina doesn't really deal much damage. In this team you need to play a lot of ER. So she's just there for the buffs and the HP. Like, she's there to enable Marichusa and also to give damage bonus to your Noel and other characters potentially. So I would just probably slap like a Fischl in there. I wonder if there are any... There should be some Noel teams on catching mains as well. The guide has not been updated since 4.6. This was before Shironen came out. And the issue with Shironen is that you cannot play triple Geo. So if you play Shironen, you can't play Goro or Albedo. Because then this disables your Shironen's Geo Rest Shred, unless you have C2 Shironen, but that's not worth it. So none of these teams are really that great, but you probably just slap a Fischl in there. Yeah, they play like Fischl, Furina. You could play Yelan as well. Yelan would lower your Furina's ER requirements. You have C4 Shironen. Oh. Oh, wait, dude, I didn't actually notice. So you can play triple Geo. Yeah, so you could even slap a Goro there. Yeah, Goro would be good then. Although, Noel is probably still a better DPS than Shironen, even with like all the cons. Even at C6, Shironen DPS is not really that great. Yeah, so probably Goro. Probably Goro. Would be a nice pick. So yeah, make sure to level up your talents, especially normal attack. Burst is what gives you attack based on your defense, but the normal attacks are what actually deals the damage at the end of the day, so normal attacks are the most important, right? Then you level up the burst and skill can stay a bit lower. Because the shield is pretty beefy anyways. And it only deals damage once every 24 seconds. So the skill talent level is not that relevant. Redhorn, lovely weapon, gives you defense, just a good stat stick. And when it comes to the stats, defense percent substats are great, so that's lovely. 54 crit rate, plus 36 from Marechuse, so that's 90. That's okay, yeah. To 250 crit damage, that's plenty. Only 29 ER is a bit on the lower side, but if you play like Fav Goro, you can even switch to him twice per rotation. You can like just switch to him once during the setup, but then in the middle of Noel's rotation, just switch to Goro, do a normal attack, and then switch back to Noel to catch the Fav particles. And you should be fine. But it might be a bit of a hassle. But yeah, Goro with Fav should be able to provide the particles you need. Will just require some quick swapping. But the great thing about Noel is that her infusion does not run out when you switch out. Crazy that they don't do characters like this anymore. There are a few. Varessa is a good example of a character with flexible rotations that came out recently. There are no like on-field only buffs that she gets for a long time. She has like the plunge burst combo, but that takes like a couple seconds. And you can just switch her out and back in. It's better to go Defense Goblet or Geo Goblet. Depends on how many damage bonus and defense buffs you have. With Furina and Shilonen, and especially C2 giving you even more damage bonus. On the other hand, defense is a bit worse. Like compared to somebody like, I don't know, Albedo, whose skill just straight up scales with defense. Noel doesn't scale with defense directly, but rather she converts defense to attack, and then she scales with attack. So defense is like a bit worse because of that, because you still have like some of the attack from your baseline. For example, if you don't have C6 on Noel, it's actually better to go attack percent than defense percent on the Suns, because her defense conversion thingy is like too weak without the C6. So I feel like damage bonus should be the default. But with C2 Shilonen plus Furina, it might be close. It also depends on like how good your piece is. This one only has one crit rate roll, and that's it. But the ER and the defense are also quite good. Would be nice to see a bit more crit though. So if you have some banger defense goblets, you can play those. But you probably shouldn't drop below this 12 ER, because your ER is already quite low. Okay, where was I? Why am I here? I was ascending Yahoda. Oh, we are running out of portable bearings. Oh, that's unfortunate. I do want to get her at least to Ascension 5 for the wish. But we can do that later. Okay, so all the like daily stuff has been done. Oh no, I was supposed to farm artifacts. Yes. I still have resin to spend. We'll first spend some resin. Yeah, just with flames. And then do the new event. Or like the yesterday's part of the event. Oops, I want to switch. I actually haven't played Fleece in a while. I mean, I played him in this Abyss, but like Abyss is barely a thing. I didn't play him in Stygian, so that's why it feels like I haven't played him in a while. HP Goblet with ER EM. If it had like one crit, I would go for it. Because this would be a Columbina piece. This could almost be an Iluga piece because it has EM and defense, but it would need crit rate for Favonius. Attack hat with double crit. But it's a 3-liner with 2 flat subs and an attack hat, so we don't want that. Crit damage hat with crit rate attack, now that's more like it. Too bad it has still 2 flat subs and it's a 3-liner, but At least it's got the main stat we are looking for. Nothing here. I can't wait for the Flint's rerun so they can pull his sick finally. His weapon banner on the first round was pretty terrible, so I couldn't get it there. This goblet is not even that terrible with crit damage ER. Those are the two most important stats for Flames. But it's not great being a 3-liner with 2 bad subs. But it's not like it's kinda close to being good. Closer than you would think. ER Sans with crit damage EM? I don't think you will ever play ER Sans on Zibai. Her burst is like if you have it kind of thing. If you have it, you press it. If you don't have it, you don't press it. Lovely music. And a lovely view. Oh, I almost hit him. Okay. Let's go and continue the story. Main event. Part 2. Go. Oh. Why is she so sad? Oh no! Sad Varesa, tired Varesa. I've never seen Varesa looking so tired before. Oh, she's just sleeping? I want to know more.
やっぱりあなたたちもフィエテナの魅力に取りつかれたようだね。
思ったんだけど、怨魂戦士ってナタの英雄で魔獣と戦ってるんだよな。漫画の中にはマービカも出てきたし、怨魂戦記の物語ってナタの歴史と関係あるのか？そうそう、怨魂戦記は歴史をアレンジした漫画なの。登場人物は全員実際の歴史上の人物を元にしてるんだ。でも漫画は漫画だから歴史と混同しちゃダメだけどね。
怨魂戦士は故郷を守るためにアビスの魔獣と戦ってるの。私たちが憧れてるフィエテナは多くの怨魂戦士の中でも特に目立った存在なんだ。
エンジン様の戦闘もすっごく熱いんだよ。エンジン様を主役に書いた漫画はたくさんあるけど、この漫画はフィエテナ様が自らを奮い立たせ成長していく過程に焦点を当ててるんだ。どんな絶望的な状況でも彼女は絶対に希望を失わないの。戦略なんて何も知らない新人戦士から努力を重ねて落ち着いた指導者になるまでの間に仲間たちと出会ってお互いを大切にして。ああ、フィエテナ様、なんかすごく感動してるな。
Yeah, she built her character around this. The reason why Mavuika, or like, sorry, the reason why Varesa has this like wrestling mask thingy and like the whole thingy, the whole motifs, all the motifs, is because of Fietena, because she also had the mask. She seems really inspired.
わかるわかる、私もそう。自分の論文が却下されても毎回彼女が経験した困難を思い出せば自分の直面してる状況なんか取るに足らないことだって感じられるの。
大丈夫、アラニの論文は絶対に通るはずだよ。私は信じてるからね。
バレさん、そうだね。論文なんて大したことじゃない。 教練員に戻ったら何度だって開校してやるよ。
そういえば君たちも特戦隊に入ったらどうかな。漫画サークルか。深く考えなくていいよ。私たちは漫画が好きで集まったわけだけど、特戦隊の趣旨はみんなと楽しみを分かち合って不幸をなくすことだから、どんなことがあっても私たちはみんなで一緒に立ち向かうんだ。一緒に漫画を楽しんで美味しいもの食べて気楽にのんびりと過ごすの。入る。
Count me into.
歓迎するよ。
隊長、歓迎の儀式は忘れてないよね。
覚えてるよ。みんな広い場所で待ってて。キャンプに戻って必要なものを取ってくるから。
I didn't think this is how the second part would start. The race is just like an afterthought. Oh, Versa is here actually. We can talk with her though. I do like this little detail, even if she's not interactable.
飛ぶか。
Right next to a Fatui camp, amazing.
ここが良さそうだね。
あらに、バレサが何を取りに行ったか知ってるのか？
多分誓いの証だと思うよ。
A relic?
みんなそんなに待たせてないよね。ここまで走ってきたんだから。はい、これ私が手作りしたフィエテナ様の仮面だよ。ありがとな。あれ、これってバレサが戦う時につけてる仮面じゃないか？そうそう、フィエテナ様は戦う時仮面をつけてるでしょ。その仮面を真似て作ってみたの。もう少し話を続けてもいい？ああ、もちろんいいぞ。ふぅ、怨恨戦記の物語は12巻でようやく完結するくらい長いんだけど、各巻におけるキャラクターの姿は物語の進展に合わせて変化していくの。フィエテナ様の仮面だけでも異なるバージョンが5つもあるんだよ。私が作ったのはそのうちの一つで一番のお気に入りなんだ。物語の中でたくさんの戦いを経験した後、フィエテナ様の中に一度迷いが生じるんだけど、仲間がそばでずっと支えてくれるの。この仮面はね、彼女が仲間から励まされて元気を取り戻した時に身につけたものなんだよ。特戦隊に新しい仲間を迎えるのにぴったりの証でしょ。おお、儀式って感じがしてきたぜ。じゃあ次はいよいよ正式な入隊儀式だよ。
うわ、隊長、あれをやるんだね。
いい？旅人さん、パイモンちゃん。私と一緒に怨恨戦士特戦隊の心情を大声で叫んでね。
Wait, we have to shout it out? We have to shout it out?
そうだよ。美味しい料理を食べた時、大きな声で料理人を褒めるみたいにね。仲良しの友達と一緒にいるってすごく楽しいでしょ。だから大声で感謝の気持ちを表すの。自分の信じるものは声を大にして言わなくちゃ。
そう、隊長の言う通り。さあ、私の後に続いて言ってみて。
わかった。
失敗や痛みを決して恐れることなく。
失敗や痛みを決して恐れることなく。
愛と想像力を永遠に守り続ける。
愛と想像力を永遠に守り続ける。はーい。これで2人も怨恨戦士特戦隊のメンバーだよ。やったぜ。早速このいい知らせをシロネンさんに伝えに行かなくっちゃ。
確か彼女は今日ミニーとイーガンとトレーニングをしに行ったはずだよ。
それじゃあ出発しよう。
Normally I would get like the cold thingy here already, right? The sheer cold debuff. But it seems like a lot of these areas... Oh, now I started getting sheer cold. So it's just the effect of the quest, or are these areas not sheer coldy anymore? Oh yeah, here no sheer cold. I think normally this would still be cold over here. Like on this side of the river, I'm sure everything is cold. So it's just like the influence of this camp spreading even out here. Oh, now it's cold here though. But not here. Might be due to this like very cutscene we've just done. Oh, I remember these.
Yeah.
We had to place them down for a quest. Was it with Albedo or just like some random NPC? Probably a random NPC. Or maybe it was with Albedo.
副隊長、今日はこの辺にしとかないか。
フィジカルトレーニングは一段落でいいけど、次のコースに慣れるためのトレーニングは絶対やっとかなきゃ。
みんなじゃじゃーん、特戦隊の新メンバー旅人さんとパイモンちゃんを紹介するよ。
I will always champion love and imagination.
さっき入隊の儀式を終えたからオイラたちも援軍戦士だぜ。
おお、おめでとう。でも多分今日は新人歓迎会を開くのは難しいかもしんないね。この二人は半日ずっとフィジカルトレーニングをやってたからもうクタクタだし。
はあ、おめでとう。
ミニ、まだコース練習をやる元気あるか？
あるよ、当たり前でしょ。競技は私たち4人でのリレー方式。全員がベストを尽くさないとダメだから。
アラニが羨ましいぜ。キャンプで待機してて後方支援だけやればいいからな。
気にすんな、みんな疲れてるみたいだし歓迎会は必要ないって。もともと顔見知りだしな。残念。なんだか申し訳ないし。あ、だったらこうしよう。みんなで一緒にトレーニングするのを歓迎会ってことにしようよ。コース練習は続けた方がいいでしょ。こんなに寒いんだし、両足を動かして全身が温まれば快適になるんじゃないかな。ね、旅人さん、どうかな。
Me? Joining for training? Running training?
一緒にやろうよ。おしゃべりしながらやれば疲れないよ。
Paimon thoughts? Get those legs moving for once?
オイラもやめとくぜ。ちゃんとした理由だってあるぞ。オイラは飛んでくから走る必要ないだろ。飛ぶ方が走るより速いんだからな。そっか。だったら後で私と競争してみようよ。やだぞ。バレサが走ったら飛ぶより速いだろ。
はいはい、バイチは大丈夫だって。飛べる人がリレー競技に参加するってのもちょっと無理があるしね。うちもそろそろ休憩終わりにするし、一緒に走ってあげる。ミニーとイーガンはこんな状態だし。こうしよう。まだ続ける気ならゆっくり走る。しんどいならここで休む。どう？
助かるぜ副隊長。俺はここで休んでるよ。
私はまだいけるよ。
んじゃ、うちとバレサとミニー、それから旅人の4人でトレーニングしよっか。
それじゃあ次はチーム分けをしよう。シロネンさんとミニーちゃんはゆっくり走って、私は普通のルートを早めに走るね。旅人さんはどっちに参加してもいいからね。今日はトレーニングに付き合ってくれてありがとう。
Oh, they actually get to choose? Oh, Paimon stays here as well. We are Paimonless now. There is no Paimon when I press escape! They stole my Paimon! Feels so empty. It's like something's missing. Imagine if there is a quest, kinda like we lost Columbina this patch, Imagine if we ever lose Paimon. It will happen eventually. Or we'll lose Paimon for a patch. And then this will be how it... That, like, every time we press escape, there will be no Paimon. Oh, that will be so, like... gut-wrenching. I have been there. I already got the quest. I even did the thing where I logged out in her cave. And then if you've got a Welkin running, if you log back in, when the... It doesn't start immediately, but when the background music starts playing, and you are on the Welkin screen, there is an additional singing voice. And once you claim your Primogems, it goes away. I have tried it so I can confirm it works, but it's not like instant. At first I logged in and it was just like quiet for like 10 seconds. And then once the background music kicks in, the Welkin adds the vocals. Well, it's called Welkin Moon. I mean, Columbina is the goddess of the Welkin Moon. That's how they introduced her in the drip marketing. No, I didn't want to go here. Sorry, the blessing of the Welkin Moon is Columbina's blessing. Always has been. Can I find the Columbina drip market here? There's been a lot of birthdays recently. Oh, should be here. Yeah. So it's Columbina Hyposelenia. Welkin Moon's homecoming. Why is the Geo symbol yellow here, by the way? Or like, so why is the Hydro symbol yellow? Barefoot, very important detail. So, yeah. Welkin Moon is how her moon is called, and that's where we get the blessings from, because it's the only moon that is still, like, intact. This is like the fourth moon, because we had the... Eternal Moon, the Iridescent Moon, which then became the Crimson Moon, and then the Frost Moon. And all the moons got destroyed or yeeted out of the planet, and now the fourth moon, the Welkin Moon, came at some point, who knows when. I don't think we really know the details around the fourth moon, and that's where Columbina's from. I've done Snowtrace last time I played. I've done 2 runs. But both times I had... Like, in the first one I just had a hunter who wasn't playing. Just couldn't do anything about this, I just stood there and he wasn't even trying to catch anybody. Second time the hunter was trying, but he was pretty incompetent. But he caught other people. He just couldn't catch me. But I didn't have to try too hard. He just didn't really come up to me for like 80% of the map, and then for the last 20 I could just run away without much issue. So hopefully, if we have time, we'll play some more Snowtrace today, and hopefully we'll get some real gameplay in. By the way, does the event end this week or next week? Oops, wrong button. Oh, it ends next week, okay, so we'll be able to do everything without having to hurry. Will I get different dialogue depending whether I run with Varesa or with Shironen?
私たちが今走ってるルートは正式なコースの一部なんだ。この辺りは比較的なだらかだよね。お、魔物がいる。雪山だけあって野生動物と魔物があちこちにいるね。ちょっとどいてもらおうか。
光を灯せ。
頭突き突撃くらえ。
Ask them to leave politely.
これでミニー とミニーちゃんはゆっくり走ってるから、もう少しで来るはずだよ。ここで2人を待とっか。どう？具合の悪いところはない？
大丈夫だよ。ミニーのフォーム、前の練習の時より良くなってる。
I love the special running but barely standing up animation they did for Mini. Just like half dead all the time. Okay, before we continue, I'll do a quick bathroom break and we'll be right back with more of this quest. Whew. Catching rerun. Yeah, none of the standard characters are now locked into the chronicled wishes, and probably just a lot of. I mean, for all the limited characters, there is a chance they might get regular reruns, even if they have appeared in a chronicled wish before. This is what happened to Shenhe. She was in a chronicled, but then she got rerun alongside like Skerk. So like Klee could still get a rerun, especially if they wanted to make a new weapon for her. Maybe, eventually. Klee finally got an artifact set that works for her after over 5 years. So maybe after 5 more, Klee will finally get a weapon that works for her? Surely. But yeah, you can actually pull on banner for the standard characters, but that's the chronicled wishes, and those are not gonna appear outside of them. Yeah, no chance there. Archons are not going to chronicled wish. We can clearly see the pattern here. People a lot of the time will see patterns where there are none when it comes to Genshin, but I feel like this is a pattern that's actually fairly real. And even with and even for the weaker Archons, like Zhongli and Raiden, right now, they will just buff them like they buffed Venti to make them more relevant. You don't look so good. Why don't you take a rest, Mini?
ここから先のコースはしばらく上り坂だから疲れるよ。大丈夫、まだやれる。どうしても入賞したいんだ。みんなの足を引っ張りたく
She's gonna die.
無理は禁物だよ。入賞は二の次。体が一番大事なんだから。ありがとう、バレサお姉ちゃん。でも私は。
でもあんたには理由があって絶対に入賞しないといけない。違う？あんた前に両親とある約束をしたって言ってたしょ。うちの予想が正しいならそれと関係あるんじゃない？そのことについて話してるとき、あんたは表情が不自然だった。なんか感情を抑え込んでるっていうか、うちが思うに子供がそういう表情するのは誰か私を助けてって言ってるのと同じなんだよね。何があったのか言ってみなよ。そしたらうちらで解決方法を見つけられるじゃん。
確かミニーちゃんは将来は稲妻で漫画家のアシスタントをやりたいって手紙に書いてたよね。それか読者のために漫画の中に出てくる道具のレプリカを制作する職人になりたいって。でもミニーちゃんのご両親はそれに反対してるんだよね。ミニーちゃんが練習に一生懸命なのってそのことに関係してるの？話すしかないね。バレサお姉ちゃんの言う通りだよ。両親は私が外国に出て働くのを反対してるの。私は末っ子でお兄ちゃんともすごく年が離れてるんだ。小さい頃は病弱でいつもお父さんとお母さんを心配させてた。だから両親は私が遠い異国の地で体を壊すんじゃないかって心配してるの。それに二人とも仕事は安定が一番って思ってるから漫画を仕事にするなんてもってのほか。 もっと現実的な仕事についてほしいって思ってるんだよ。ましてや私には絵を描くことと何かを作ること以外得意なことなんてないから。
Don't be so hard on yourself.
何度も2人を説得しようとしたけど無理だったの。私の考えは子供のままごと遊びだって考えを変えてくれなかった。でも今回は違う。私と同じ漫画好きのみんながすごく遠くからモンドまで来てくれたでしょ。しかも一緒にクロスカントリーにエントリーまでしてくれて、2人ともすごくびっくりしてた。私にはそんなこと絶対無理だって思ってたんでしょうね。だからお父さんお母さんと約束したの。もし入賞できたら私の希望にちゃんと向き合ってほしいって。安心してミニーちゃん、私は足が速いんだよ。イアンサコーチにだって褒められたんだから。それにシロネンさんが全速力で走るところ見たことある？本当にすごいんだから。もともと部族を代表して出征してた英雄なんだよ。入賞できたらご両親は考えを変えてくれるんでしょ。だったら私たちも一緒に頑張るよ。パレサお姉ちゃん。
ミニ、以前手作りのフィエテナの仮面と絵をニペカに送ってくれたことあったっしょ。ニペカはね、それを部族の子供たちにも見せてあげたんだよ。そしたらみんな気に入っちゃって、お金払うからちょうだいなんていう子もいてさ。でもニペカは売ろうとはしなかったんだ。
ほんと？全然知らなかった。私の絵を描いたいって人がいるなんて。
そりゃそうっしょ。あんたの作品には価値があるんだからさ。感情的なことを全部抜きにしても、それにお金を出したいって人がいるってこと。そういう意味ではもう現実的な仕事なんじゃない？
ミニーちゃんが制作したフィエテナ様の仮面と絵は北条の国にまで伝わってるんだよ。こんなすごい絵を描けるのは誰なんだってみんな聞いてくるんだから。もし私たちの集落を訪問したらたくさんの人に取り囲まれてサインを求められるんじゃないかな。絶対行く。そんなに大勢の人が私の作品を認めてくれるなんて。
はいはい、この話はまた後で。今のあんたはとりあえずここで一休みした方がいいっしょ。
ありがとう。少し休むね。
オッケー、うちが一緒に残ってあげる。
それじゃあ旅人さん、私たちはこのままコースを最後まで走ってみよう。地形が複雑だし道を間違えたら大変だよ。コースの近くには松明があるから寒かったら使ってね。交代ポイントに到着だよ。お疲れ様。雪山コースの地形って難易度がすごく高いから事前に慣れておかないと本番ですぐ迷っちゃうだろうね。でも組織委員会がコースを示してくれてるし、ルートに野生動物とか魔物は少ないから練習中も大きな影響はないはずだよ。どんな感じかな？もっと練習を続けられそう？
I've still got some gas in the tank.
それじゃあ続けよっか。次のルートはもっと難しいかも。常に正しいルートを意識しながらスピードを調節して関節を痛めないよう注意する。リアンサコーチの教えは本当に役立つな。ここは競技の第2段階のコースだよ。途中にあるルート案内の標識に注意してね。
Oh. Okay, big X's.
穴に落ちないようにね。
random pit along the course.
ここには裂け目があるから飛び降りたらかなり時間を短縮できるかも。でも足をくじいたりしたら大変だから気をつけないと。
Oh, I wasn't supposed to jump down. I was supposed to jump over. But wait, is there even a point in jumping? Wait, what did she mean by jumping? Because like we were supposed to go here. There is like what? Okay, I'm kind of confused by the dialogue we had.
第2段階コースの交代ポイントに到着したよ。今日のトレーニング目標は完璧に達成できたね。この先にまだ第3、第4段階のコースがあるんだ。そっちはまた明日走ろうね。この角度から見て初めて気づいたけど、こんなに長い間走ってたのにまだ雪山の中腹にいるんだね。
Day is young. You wanna climb the summit? Hello,
中
Wilson.
腹でもこんなに寒いのに山頂はどれだけ寒いんだろうね。やめやめ、今日はもう戻ろっか。風邪ひいちゃったらいけないしね。シロネンさんとミニーちゃんと合流してみんなで一緒に帰ろう。シロネンさん、ミニーちゃん戻ったよ。
あんたたちが上で練習してる間にイーガンも追いついたよ。
みんなこんなに頑張ってるのに俺だけ怠けてるわけには。
体が冷えたんだよ。
もういい時間だし、そろそろ戻ろう。必要な人は厚着してさ。午後はモンド城を散策するんでしょ。うちが昼寝する時間はあんのかな。
The most important thing, time for the nap. I love this Sissin mage here, dancing around while we talk here during the cutscenes.
トレーニングに参加したみんなお疲れ様。ここからは自由時間だよ。前もって決めておいた活動計画通り午後2時にモンド城の騎士団本部前に集合ね。
図書館だよね。図書館に行くんだよね。
そうそう。アラニさん、すごく楽しみみたいだね。
もちろんだよ。
俺も楽しみだ。ここ数日ずっと雪山にいて街を見る機会が全然なかったしな。
それじゃあ午後はしっかり時間をとってたくさん遊ぼうね。
I like this field trip energy.
遊ぶって話になったら疲れが吹き飛んじゃったみたいだぞ。
辛いトレーニングを終えたらたっぷり気晴らしするのは当然のことっしょ。
私は何か食べてお腹を満たしたいな。よーし、それじゃあ解散。
Wait, let's see if I can talk with anybody, but nobody's at this camp, so probably not. Like if they are not here, I'm not sure where they would be. Oh shoot, that's a lot of dialogue. Just saying you makes me twice as happy. This trip to Monsters was totally worth it. Do you want to grab a jacket? Oh, it's fine, really. It's cold, sure, but it just feels kind of new and interesting. Not like I need to bundle up or anything. If I'm being serious, I was out there using fireworks to fight monsters not long ago, so yeah, I'm still all warmed up. Besides, there is a campfire nearby. If I ever start feeling cold, I can just warm up there. Really, you don't have to worry about me. If I put it in a more fun way, being surrounded by so many comic fans has the whole place buzzing, and it's got my excitement fired up too. I mean, you're not bundled up in a big coat either. Have a little faith in your companion. I'm tougher than I look. What's Imea doing here? It's having fun. So Emiya, you are here just for the competition this time? I just stopped by to watch the competition. My trip to Mondstadt actually has a real purpose this time. For the past 6 months, I've been looking for new materials for my fireworks. I want to make the explosions feel more alive. I've tried pretty much every common material you can find in Inazuma by now, and some of them actually turned out really well. Like those floaty sakura blooms or the peel from the lavender melons everyone's got at home. First I soak the two materials in dye for some time. After they're air dry, I give them a thin coating of gunpowder that's been mixed with a shaping binder, and make them into little firework charges. Next I carve each tiny firework charge, balance their weights precisely, and nestle them into the tube in a custom formation. When the firework goes off, those little charges are blasted outward and follow the paths I planned, painting the sky with finer, more detailed patterns, sometimes even a whole picture. That sounds like it takes some serious calculating. It's not that complicated. You just keep trying, don't worry about failing, and go with what feels right in your hands. That's how you make the fireworks you want. So, following that logic, if I want the fireworks picture to stay in the sky a little longer, I need to find a lighter material to carry the powder. What kind of material could catch the night breeze and keep drifting in the sky like that? Dandelions? Bingo! We were thinking the exact same thing. Perfect timing. There's a cross-country race going on and the boat tickets are cheaper too. With all the excitement around, I figured I would drop by. Part fun, part business. When I got to Mondstadt, I went right out and gathered a bunch of fresh dandelions. Kept them all safe and sound, and just like that, mission accomplished. But fresh dandelions turned out to be even lighter and more fragile than I remembered. Working with them takes a really delicate touch. Guess that's part of the challenge. Once I manage to make fireworks that burn longer and shine even brighter, you will be the first one I show them to. So yeah, here, you just got the story, what she's doing here. What do you think of Mondstadt so far? Let me think. I've been going slow this trip. Feels like I could fall asleep anywhere in Mondstadt. That's definitely a good thing. You know, when someone's got a lot on their mind, it's hard to sleep. And when everyone around is rushing about, it's even harder to really relax. There's this calm easygoing feeling in Mondstadt, like the whole place is on vacation all the time. No wonder everyone's so bright and full of energy. The city of the unemployed or what? Clay told me the Windmill Festival is the biggest celebration in Mondstadt, but honestly with how relaxed things are, I think a few more festivals wouldn't hurt. And if that ever happens, I will bring some of our special fireworks from home to brighten up the celebrations. Have you made any new friends? Yeah, I have. It's my first time hanging out with people my age from Atlan. There is Varesa, she's Miss Bold Bank Boulder's boss, and I heard she's an incredible wrestler. We grabbed the meal together and I found out Varesa is really easy to talk to. She's got this soft, gentle way of speaking. It's almost impossible to picture her in a wrestling match. But she's actually here to meet her pen pal this time, so she's been really busy. We didn't chat for long and just go to know each other a little. We both love comics, so I'm sure we'll see each other again if Inazuma ever holds another event like that. I did talk with Sayo before. Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah, we just want to wait. Varesa is not anywhere to be found. Could I try to take a look in the library? But wait, are they supposed to go to the library now or after the 2 PM? Probably after the 2 PM, right? But just in case, I will check the library to see if there is the NPCs are there. Yeah, it's empty. Oops. Oh, I'm supposed to go to the Mondstadt library now. Yeah, so that's when they appear. But I need to get out of here. Because I went ahead of schedule.
Mondoの図書館はどんな漫画を所蔵してるんだろう。お手並み拝見だね。
知らねえ。オイラたちも来たぞ。
よし、集まったみたいだし、早速行こう。ミニーとバレサを先に入ってったよ。
Will you go to Genshin RNG? That's a decent looking flower, yeah? Or feather, sorry. I'll just show it here. Yeah, double crit. Mid low roll on crit damage, mid high roll on crit rate, but that's pretty decent. That's like mid on average. This attack, is this a high roll? Is 5.8 the highest? It might be. And 5.2 ER is mid low? Or is it mid high? It's mid something. Because highest is 6.5. If I recall correctly. So yeah. Pretty much no matter how it rolls. It's gonna be great. Took it 2 years, 1 attack. Very nice.
マスクさん、今日は来てないみたい。いつもは言語学の本棚の近くにいるんだけど。
Wait, is she called? I wasn't paying attention. Is she called Mask as well in Japanese? Maybe she just went out to find some hilly trails for her research.
図書館のことに詳しいんだね。誰がよく来てるかまで知ってるなんて、記憶力がいいな。
Why is this not available? Why cannot I see the dialogue history? Huh. Weird.
当
Oh,
然だ
now
よ。
it's here.
図書館は私の秘密の拠点だから。マスクさん、
Yeah, she's also called Mask in Japanese. They removed her so that she wouldn't be screeching here while we talk with the others.
どの本がどこに置かれてるか、誰がよく来るか、リサさんが飲むお茶のブランドまで全部知ってるよ。私が初めて怨恨戦記を読み終わった時は、ちょうど今の位置に座ってたんだ。
Okay, let's do the squats. One, two, three, 4, and 5. And I'll get the water as well.
特戦隊の人たちに手紙を書くときも図書館に来てたしね。ここは快適だよ。リサさんはフレンドリーだし、お菓子を分けてくれるし。あー、いいなあ、お菓子。私の故郷では図書館ってこういう感じじゃないんだよね。私たちが読むウォーベンって普通は壁にかけられてるから、あんまり高いところにあると背の低い子は見えなくなっちゃうの。でも私は背が伸びるのが早かったから、友達がウォーベンを見たいときは代わりに読んであげてたんだ。そのうちみんなと一緒にウォーベンを読むのが習慣になって、漫画を読むときもみんなで一緒に読むのが好きになったんだ。賑やかで楽しいんだよ。
If you're having all these promotions, holding yourself back from pulling, just chill. Just don't. It's easy. You can sub 60 seconds with your vanity. Is that because vanity is still bad or a skill issue? But like where? Where sub 60 seconds? Stygian? And what difficulty?
ほんと？でも本を読む速さってみんなバラバラだし、めんどくさいって思わなかったの？思わなかったよ。読むのが早い人はちょっと待てばいいんだし、それにみんなで一緒に読むとおしゃべりもできるから楽しいんだよ。その話で思い出したけど、実は私とシロネンさんって以前はそこまで親しくなかったんだ。ある日用事があって彼女の工房に行ったら、ニペカちゃんがちょうど漫画を読んでたの。それが怨恨戦記だったんだよ。それでニペカちゃんとおしゃべりしてたら盛り上がっちゃって、ちょうど眠ったばかりだったシロネンさんも話に加わってくれたの。最初は 静かにしてって言うつもりだったらしいんだけど、私たちがあまりに楽しそうに話してるから一緒に漫画を読むことになったんだ。結局夜中まで楽しんでシロ姉さんは私たちの間で寝落ちしちゃったの。それ以来私たちはすっごく仲のいい友達になったんだよ。いいなあ。私も中に行ってニペカに会ってみたい。うんうん。シロ姉さんも絶対に喜んで紹介してくれるよ。その時は私も呼んでね。でも
Are you two hanging? Like I followed up on the comment, right? 60 seconds where? And I'm just waiting for the response to respond further. I have not enough information for now, even though I could make reasonable assumptions. Because I'm pretty sure Baby Sinbad had C620, right? So then they are probably doing dire and not getting sub 60. Now Baby Sinbad is real. Oh, or you mean my response was like an AI response? Do you mean I'm not real? Streams up for anyone else? It's working for me. So that's why the conversation just hang up there.
気を落とさないで。ご両親と約束したんでしょ。今回の大会で入賞できれば遠出を許してくれるって。一緒に頑張っていい順位を取ろう。そしたらミニーちゃんも中に行けるよ。私頑張る。
If I talk with them again, do I get the whole conversation again?
ナタって
Oh no, just a follow-up.
暑いかな。雪山と比べたらどこも暑いよ。
I asked a follow-up question as in like where are you even playing, like the Venti, but I'm assuming it's gonna be Stygian Dyer versus the bot, right? But what kind of team are you playing? Can I check out your Durin? Oh, that's not your ID, I don't think. I don't think you are this AR8 Gabriel. Venti, Durin, Furina and Bennett. This Furina might be doing more harm than good. Because Furina can prevent you from getting Shred with Durin, and Shred is very important against the bot. So this Furina might actually be costing you more than giving you when it comes to damage. You should really play Faruzan if you have her. So you do have the C6 Venti with triple crown and Daybreak Chronicles. You are playing Marchuse, so that's why you have the Furina, but Venti can play... like next patch we are getting the new Hexerai set, so that's what you'll be playing then. But for now, you can play Desert Pavilion Chronicle. If you don't have any pieces from that set, maybe even going with 2-piece and ditching the Furina could be a better option. Because Furina just doesn't really fit all that well here. Right, but because by bringing Hydro, you make it really hard to swirl Pyro. And absorb Pyro. So like there are two issues there, right? Number one, ideally, just before the boss gets his shield, you want to burst with Venti so that you can absorb the Pyro and break the shield super quickly. But I guess if you just burst after and absorb the Cryo, but pull the Tornadoes, it's still fine. I guess you could go either way. But also, when there is Hydro on the enemy, in the off phases, not during the shield phase, but later on, if there is Hydro on the enemy, Durin will not be able to apply Pyro and you cannot get the Pyro Swirl then. And if you don't get the Pyro Swirl, you lose the Shred from Durin. And you need to continuously Pyro Swirl to keep the Shred up, because it doesn't have like perfect, like it's not like you swirl once and you get Shred forever. It's got a fairly low duration. You need to keep reapplying. It's 6 seconds. You need to keep reapplying Pyro Swirls to get the Anemores shred, right? The boss already loses a bunch of shred from the tornadoes, but you can still always use more, right? So yeah, Furina might be messing up your reactions and causing you to lose out on Durin buffs. You might also be losing out on C2, right? Because this has the same condition, the same uptime. C1 works always, though, at the very least. So yeah, ditching the Furina and playing like a Faruzan, ideal. If you have C6 Faruzan, Faruzan would be best. If you don't have C6 Faruzan, maybe just like Fischl. Yeah, just get the attack buff from Fischl. Or you could play like Amber to break the... Nah, you don't need to break the shield faster when you have Venti. Also, Crimson Witch of Flames is a pretty terrible set for Durin. I don't think the ult ever absorbed Hydro? Interesting. So you mean you always get Pyro? You do have the Bennett. But even then... Like if you are absorbing Pyro, you should be getting some Pyro Swirls, which should be fine. But even then, Furina is just not that good of a buffer, right? I don't think it's worth it for the Marchuse in this case. You could even actually... No, I'm thinking of like other sets you could maybe play. I don't think there is anything that great outside of the Pavilion Chronicle. Can I get refinance for Moonweaver's Dawn? Yes, it's a gacha weapon. It needs to be on banner though, so you can get them right now. But you were able to get them in Luna 2. Crimson of Flame is a pretty bad set on Durin. You are not gonna be getting any reactions here. And you only use yours. You do use your skill twice, but it's still a pretty minor buff. I'm not even sure if the second skill use counts for this, to be honest, though. Ideally, you should be playing like Noblesse here, and if your Bennett already has Noblesse, just play 2-piece on Durin. You are gonna get more value like that. You might also want a bit more ER. Because think about the first rotation. When I was playing Durin with Varesa in the final chamber, but with little ER, I actually had problems getting my first burst up. You do really like, especially with the cons, you really want to get the burst down ASAP. So if you have to wait 12 seconds for the second E to get your first burst, like after you get it and you like keep rotating, you are gonna be fine. But especially if you want to do a quick clear, you don't have time to wait for the second skill, right? So you might want some extra air on Durin, especially so that you can funnel Durin's particles to Bennett, because Bennett's burst also needs to be up. You really want all your bursts up. All your bursts up. Also, in the like follow-up rotations, you get Venti's energy refund, both for Venti himself and for the rest of your team, because he gives energy back. He gives like what, 15 energy back to himself and all the Pyro characters if you absorbed Pyro. But you don't get this first rotation, so you do need the extra energy early on. You might want to play Favonius on your Bennett because of that, instead of a high base attack weapon. If you want to keep the Furina, or if you switch her to Faruzan, you probably want to play Fav on them as well. Because the first rotation is just where the issue lies, right? But you want to start with like a Venti skill, go with a Durin skill, Bennett skill, just like use all the skills immediately, and then maybe you can rotate through the skills once more, the ones with a shorter cooldown. Because this is only 6 seconds, Bennett's skill is like 4 or something. And you should be fine then if you get some Fav procs. But you might need to build up some extra ER. If you want to do quick clears in Stygian, you might want to optimize like this. It's not gonna be like the thing to play always, but if you want to clear faster, you need to get your first rotation going faster, right? And yeah, get like a 2-piece, because this is worse than 2-piece. It's 15% pyro damage bonus on the 2-piece, and then the 4-piece gives you less than that. So, yeah, just play some like attack. This gives you better quills on C1 as well if you have more attack percent instead of damage bonus. Yeah, you can also play Vivi on Faruzan and then buff up your Durin's damage a bit. It's not like that big of a deal, but still something. Or you could play Tenacity. Maybe Tenacity is better to also buff up Venti. Yeah, probably that. And yeah, also play 2-piece on Durin. Also, you could try Emblem, because Emblem is like similar to 2-piece, but it does give you extra ER, which you could use. So if you ever farmed Emblem and you have good pieces, and like if you've played back in 2.0, you probably have good Emblem pieces, so you can play that. If you haven't played in 2.0 and you never really farmed Emblem too much, just 2-piece as well. And like regarding that, is Venti not good enough even at C6? His cons are fairly decent now. They did get buffed quite a bit, especially the C6. But I can't really tell you how quick you should expect a C6 C2 C6 Venti C2 Durin run. All I can tell you is that fall damage is gonna be faster anyways. So if you want to cut down your Stygian onslaught time, you don't play Venti, you play Jin or Zhongli GOMC. And that was a whole era for you. Yeah, so you can play that on Durin then. Because yeah, the boss can be cheese with fall damage. And you can do that. I think I've heard people go... I think the fastest I've seen, I think, was 21 seconds. And I've heard people say they even got 17 seconds with just fall damage. Either with Jin or with Zhongli and GOMC. And with Zhongli and GOMC, you trap the boss between the rock and the pillar, and he like kept falling and just keeps taking damage. You got another Durin. Level 90, 9-9, that's good. Mist Splitter. Yeah, that's a stat stick, I guess. High base attack is cool. Yeah, it's okay. Got over 2500, so that's the like important breakpoint. Some attack substats always welcome. 72 to 32. The crit rate is kinda sus. Would be nice if you could get a better like a flower with more crit rate, but I guess the pieces here are the stats here are pretty nice. Like this is a decent feather, decent flower. If only it rolled higher, because it's like low roll central. So yeah, if you could get some more crit, especially on the flower or feather, that would be pretty lovely. Crit damage is looking good. 27 ER should be good most of the time. And some pyro damage from the Crimson Witch. And you also get more from Mist Splitter. Yeah. I feel like C6 Venti should be able to do sub 60 with C2 Durin. Definitely Durin cons will be more impactful than Venti weapon refinements. But yeah, I really haven't seen any whale Venti clears, because people just do fall damage. People do fall damage or they do like Mavuika one-shots. Right? Because the boss is pretty squishy. So with enough cons, I'm pretty sure you can like one-shot him or maybe two-shot him at worst. And that might be even faster than fall damage. If the Jin stuff didn't exist, there would probably be more clears with high investment Venti. But just not many people have the cons. And the speedrunners are not interested either. If you get 17 seconds with a standard 5-star at C1.
This雰囲気めちゃくちゃいい。静かでほんのり花の香りがして、椅子も座り心地よさそう。ここを管理してる人、いいセンスしてる。
But even the like Mavuika one shots, the faster the clear, the more like planning comes in. The more planning goes into every single little thing. Like you will sometimes see people do strange things when they are speedrunning, or sometimes they will do things you can't even notice. and the like ER breakpoints will be carefully calculated and stuff. Like there is a lot. People just sometimes are quick to say just oh, you know, you pulled C6s, you clear quickly, GG, no thinking, no effort, no skill went into this. But you know, the people who do these C6 speedruns compete with other people with C6s as well. And then the person with C6s who is the best at preparing the right rotation and executing it is the one who actually gets the fastest clears. So you could learn a lot from even not Venti, but other characters. If you want to speedrun and actually try for like sub 180 seconds, Stygian, you could learn a lot from watching speedruns. There are a lot of them on Bilibili and some on YouTube as well. You would lose some ER, which depending on the team might or might not be an issue. If he's the only pyro character, I would rather have the like 27 than 13%. The crit rate is looking way better, because you like gained 8 crit rate while only losing 3 crit damage. Attack is like pretty much the same, a rounding error. If you play Overload, you should be okay, because you can funnel Chevreuse particles into him. Only thing that could ever be an issue is Stygian first rotation. So yeah, it's when it comes to the crit, it's way better. Crit plus attack. The only thing that could be sus is the ER, but you should be okay with 17, I feel like. Also depends on your other teammates. Because if your other teammates need extra particles, then you might need to funnel them. Like, if you have some like FAF particles, you might need to funnel them into a different character. I had to funnel my Durin particles into Yansan so that she could get her burst. And that's why I needed more ER on Durin himself. But if you had somebody who didn't need extra energy because they had more ER or whatever, then Durin can catch his own particles, get the burst faster. Depends highly on the team. But yeah, if you have more pyro characters, you can usually get away with 0 ER, especially in Abyss and other content where you get the ult instantly. Because then you can ult into skill. So you get like half the first 2 rotations are giga free. Because you go ult into skill and then you can go skill into ult. And the 2 skills give you all the energy you need. It's only the 3rd rotation that could be problematic. But by then some enemies should have died and you should have gotten extra particles. Lisa's woman of exceptional taste.
ただ、手続きをしようにも、この図書館を管理してる人が全然見当たらないんだけど。
多分リサさんは今昼休みなんだろう。
昼休み。うちも今の時間は昼休みのはずなんだけどな。ダメだわ。やっぱちょっと寝たい。バレサのところに行ってて。うちはどっかの机で一眠りしてくる。こんなに快適な図書館なのに昼寝しないなんてもったいないっしょ。あれにしよっかな。あの大きい机、最初から目をつけてたんだよね。突っ伏したら秒で寝られる。
Does it though?
シロネンとリサさんって昼休みについては意見が合いそうだな。もう寝てる。さすがに早すぎるだろう。さっきまでオイラたちと話してたのに。
Her work can't catch up with her here. Maybe that makes it easier for her to relax.
シロネンらしいな。
I'm on EU. You can see here that I have a 7 in front of my UID. That means I'm from EU. 7 means EU. 6 means NA, right? And then 8 is Asia? But Asia also can have more, because like Asia already ran out of UIDs. Beginning with simply 8, so they get like 2 digits as well. So if it's a digit longer, it's also Asia. Yeah, if it's 1-8. Oops. Oh, can I not talk with her? No, she's just like a brick now. Not talkable.
ここでは漫画と娯楽小説を区分してないんだな。八重堂が出版した本は全部児童少年向けに分類されてるぞ。
Is there something wrong with that?
ありえないだろ。怨恨戦記とイノシシプリンセスが同じジャンルのはずがあるか。
静かに。 あなたイノシシプリンセスをバカにしてるの？
悪い、そういう意味じゃないんだ。実際イノシシプリンセスは面白いぞ。万文集社で買ったことあるしな。
What are you reading, Ingang?
怨恨戦記総合潮流の第一巻。ああ、怨恨戦士のスピンオフ作品だね。
ああ、このスピンオフ、俺が怨恨戦士シリーズを楽しむようになったきっかけなんだ。この漫画では肉体的な力を競い合う昔ながらの戦闘方法を排して英雄たちが軍玉閣くらい大きなメカに乗って戦うんだ。斬新なメカの設定に加えて本編では描かれなかった大迫力の空中戦もあるんだぜ。あ、ちなみにこのスピンオフを読んだ時はまだ未成年だったな。空中戦もメカも出てくるなんてめちゃくちゃかっこいいと思ったよ。
なるほど。あなたはもともとメカ好きなわけね。
まあな。その後怨恨戦士シリーズの作品をあちこち探し回って八重堂から発売されたメカ戦士のおもちゃも全部買ったんだ。
Does this track though that he was reading a mecha series based on Natlanese heroes when he was younger? Must have been at least a few years ago. And would the books about Natlan heroes have already spread across the continent? There are some like timeline issues here. I feel like they haven't thought this out too well.
ああ、これはあまり言いたくなかったけど、メカ戦士のおもちゃってバージョンがめちゃくちゃある上に値段も高いから貯金がほとんど残ってないんだ。
まあ当然だね。怨恨戦記は定期的に再販されるし、コレクターズ版、スピンオフ、特装版、種類がとにかく多いから。
くっそー、出版社名。漫画やおもちゃを売るためならどんな汚い手でも使ってくる。そして俺は何度も騙されるんだ。
実は私も。
Oh, Lisa's back! She's actually gonna make an appearance. That's lovely. Rare Lisa content.
昼休みの間にこんなにたくさんお客さんが来るなんて思わなかったわ。あら、こんにちは、かわいこちゃん。それからパイモンちゃんも久しぶりね。
We're hoping we would catch you, but you were on your break, so we just went ahead.
大丈夫よ。中から来たこのお客さんは図書館のルールを読んでちゃんと守ってくれる人みたいだから。もう一人のお客さんはよく眠っているみたい。ここの階段の雰囲気を満喫してるように。
laying on a book though.
それで借りたい本は決まったのかしら？
どうも、俺はこの走行潮流を。
私はミニーちゃんがおすすめしてくれた少女ビーラの憂鬱に
This
するね。
book is messed up, by the way.
大丈夫よ。ところでそこで突っ伏しているヒョウのお姉さんも借りたい本はあるのかしら？
Vera's Melancholy is like a fourth wall breaking book, or like it was written by somebody who is like an outworlder, because it talks about like space travel and whatever. And I think it even mentions like planets from our solar system or something. And overall, the book is wild. If you want to read something that's kind of like you wouldn't think a book like this would have been in 1.0 Genshin, you can try Vera's Melancholy.
ああ、本？うちは大丈夫だよ。この本結構良かったよ。返してくるね。
これはまあ神聖と共にじゃないの。あなたなかなかいいセンスをしているわね。枕にしたらもっと素敵なんでしょうけど。それじゃあ今言われた本を登録するわね。それが済んだら持って行って大丈夫よ。
He checks out the books, hands them over, and sees you all to the door. Just get out of here.
今日はたくさん運動したからすぐにお腹が空いちゃうよ。
そりゃそうっしょ。みんな午前中ずっとトレーニングしてたんだし、 お腹が空くのは当然だって。
組織委員会が今日
I love how
大
chill
量の
this
運
event
搬
is.
物資を配ってたの。それで物資箱をずっと運んでたから私もお腹が空いてしょうがないよ。ミニモンド人として何かおす
That's
す
like
めはあ
one
る？
place.
じゃあ鹿狩りに行くのはどう？あそこのステーキはすごく
Oh
美
man,
味
no,
しい
they've
よ。
never seen good hunter coming.
そりゃいい。俺の頭の中は今肉のことしか考えられないぜ。
トレーニングの時また薄着してたんでしょ
それじゃあ行こう。後で熱々のスープでも頼まなきゃね。
There are like 3 taverns in Mondstadt, but 1 restaurant.
遅刻急がなきゃ。
You had a pyro goblet? I mean, some people play electro damage bonus with just about as much as pyro damage bonus
よ
goblet.
く食べに来るんだ。
You just want to play attack.
でもあんまり広くないから大人数だとテーブルで分かれる必要があるかも。
ちょっと残念だけど、ここ最近はよくみんなで集まってるし、今回は別々に座ろっか。
隊長の目は早速メニューに釘付けみたいだね。
いい香り。ミートスープに海鮮の匂いもする。わー。ご注文はお決まりですか？どうしようかな。まずは軽めのものを頼もう。午後のパンケーキを30皿、完熟トマトのミートソースを30皿、それとドドリアン海鮮スープを7皿お願いします。それから獣肉ハリケーンを30人前、デザートは少なめにしとこっかな。アップルシュトルーデルを20人前と松茸のバター焼きを20人前。他に何か頼む？足りなかったら後で追加してもいいよ。
And then, yeah, what have you done to your Inefa? This is like even worse than just clicking auto-equip. You intentionally must have butchered her, or maybe you just took the pieces from other characters, like other characters took her pieces and just got random garbage because of that. No idea what you were talking about. 3 times in a row you just swore at Hydro, yeah. Hydro wins out over Pyro. Because you need multiple Pyro applications to get rid of the Hydro, and by that time Furina shot another hit. Or like Furina hit another shot. And then you have Hydro again. Okay, just give me your UID. Like I think you redeemed something earlier, but I already lost it. Never is not great character. I mean, when Columbina comes out, it will be Columbina. Oh, wait, I even have you right here. Okay. Yeah, this ain't it. This definitely ain't it. Even Gilded Dreams is just overall not a great set. Which I know, I feel like... Just in terms of raw power, you can't win out versus Lauma. Lauma is incredibly broken. But she's more niche, because she only buffs Bloom. But Bloom teams don't exist without Lauma now. And she makes Bloom teams really good, and they were kinda bad without her. And it kinda goes the same for Lunar Bloom. Except like the floor is higher. Inefa is more universal though. But she's not as big of an upgrade to anything as Lauma is to Bloom. But being a shielder is definitely great though. What's the thing I want again? Either Silken Moon or Tenacity. If nobody else in your team has Silken Moon, you play Silken Moon. If somebody else already has it, you play Tenacity. Now, next patch we are getting a new set, which will probably be her go-to. Or like, definitely will be her go-to. Because the reason why you want to play buffing sets is because no DPS set is any good. But next patch we are actually getting a DPS set that is any good. Obeyed of Morning Star and Moon. When the equipping character is off-field, lunar reaction damage is increased by 20%. When you have Ascended Gleam, 40 more. So you get 60% lunar reaction damage, 80 EM. Those are pretty good buffs, so we'll just be playing this on Inefa almost always. You will want your other characters to play Silken. In that case, to buff your Inefa, because her damage is significant. So, yeah. You can just keep this for now. And just change it to Obeyed of Morningstar next patch. Silken doesn't stack? Yeah, you can only play one. But you always want to play one set of it. But if you are playing her with like Aino gets the Silken. Unless you play Instructors Aino and then Silken Inefa, that's an option. You said for both Venti and Durin? Yeah. That they carved from Rising Queens. 43% attack, which is already quite a lot, and then 20 crit rate. Definitely slap it on Venti. And when it comes to Durin, probably as well. Because if nobody else has like Noblesse, you could play that. Noblesse is like the one good buffing set Durin can play. You definitely never play any other damage set on Durin. Anything that is just personal damage, 2-piece combos, or like the garbage Crimson which you just played, those are definitely never a play. It's just like between Noblesse to buff the rest of your team more, or just personal damage. Like that's where it could be closer. It's kind of like for Escoffier, you sometimes want to play Golden Troop to buff up her damage, but sometimes you just want to play Tenacity to buff your Skerk more, because that matters more. So like when doing Stygian speedruns, you usually play Tenacity. So it might be similar here, where like his damage is pretty good. Buffing it up is definitely not a waste. But buffing your main DPS might be better, especially if you get like a newer DPS. Venti, even though you do have cons for him, and even though he did get buffed, he's still like not absolutely amazing. Part of his power budget is still the grouping, which is not relevant all that often, and then also the support abilities he got, 50% damage bonus that he can give to the on-fielder. He's actually a pretty decent Anemo buffer. So I feel like the teams where he will be best will be like maybe with Varka to be a sub DPS-ish buffer. But yeah, for now probably also slap this on Durin. And then eventually, as power creep keeps moving on and you play him with DPSs who have a bigger and bigger share of the team's damage, you might want to go back to Noblesse again. Yeah, Inefa always gets Morningstar. For now, in all relevant Inefa teams, she always plays Morningstar. Whether with Flins or just with Columbina. Because the reason why you don't want to play damage sets on Inefa right now is because they are all absolute garbage. Same for Durin. But once they get good damage set options, it's actually decent. They deal good damage, even though like Durin's primary function is to buff the rest of the team. Inefa is a bit more damage focused than Durin. Her buffs are smaller. Not by much though. Yeah, the lunar reaction buffs, I mean specifically for Flins she's a good buffer. Not for others though. For others she just gives some EM. But yeah. Since we are getting good damage options for the next patch, we will just play the damage now. Yeah, Durin's pretty good. When I activated C2 Durin, I saved like 20 seconds in Stygian. Fixed Inefa? Okay, let's check this out. But I already could clear Stygian Dire without C2 Durin, with just C0. But that's because Varsa is really good there. Yeah, attack, crit, 99 to 165. That's pretty lovely. 56 ER. It should be fine, usually. Yeah, Yeah. With my when I was doing the Sigurd clear, because on the shield boss, in the next Stygian we are getting the Fatui Electro Shield boss again. Versus that boss, if you have enough, it's completely free. The boss will have the same HP as before, right? Stygian Onslaught, if they don't change it. This guy, 17 million, and last time we fought him, 17 million, right? So this guy is giga free, you don't really need to optimize. Also, he gives you so much energy that you can play 0 ER on everybody, and you will still get all your energy in the Flynn's team, because the shield just keeps dropping electro particles. But Sigurd was a different story, he's more tanky, way more tanky and doesn't give you as much energy. So versus Sigurd I did need a bit of extra ER, but I didn't want to play too much, because if I lost all my crit for extra ER, it wasn't worth it. I was doing less damage even though I had better burst uptime, because Inefa's damage was significant in the team. Especially because my Inefa is C1, but Flynn's is R0, or like has a different 5-star weapon, not his Sig. So yeah, it's nice to have some ER on Inefa, but not too much. You will probably be bursting like every other rotation, or maybe 2 out of 3 rotations or something, on average. But that's okay, even if you are missing out on the buff sometimes. Talent levels don't really matter much, yeah, this is just for like shield strength. And yeah, you won't attack, you won't crit. A few EM subs don't hurt either, and Silken Moon just to buff your team. And yeah, you're gonna go I know instructors, right? Yeah, that works. Next part though, you'll want to play Morningstar on her. And then Silken on Aino or Columbina, depending on whether you pull Columbina or not. Okay, we need to finish this quest because I have like 20 minutes left and I still haven't finished this. We're probably near the end though, right? But we've been yapping a lot. I won't be really doing the activities today. We can always order more if we need.
うわバレサの胃袋はやっぱりすごいな。サラ、それじゃあ今言ったやつを頼んだぞ。大丈夫ですか？皆さんの人数に比べると量が。
大丈夫。絶対残さないから。
わかりました。では少々お待ちくださいね。ねへへ、お腹が空いたら楽しくたくさん食べないとね。
Is Sarah the only employee? After short waits, Sarah expertly maneuvers the enormous something. Thanks as Versailles for doing like there is no tomorrow.
いやー、何度見ても感心するよ。バレサはまさに北条の国のエース選手だね。食欲も実力も驚異的。
お腹いっぱいじゃないとしっかりトレーニングできないからね。それにフィエテナ様もアビスの魔獣ですら変色は許されないことだと知っているって言ってたから、私たちもちゃんと食べないと。
隊長が今言ったのって小劇場特別編フィエテナとアビスの栄勝者のバーベキューバトルのセリフでしょ。
Oh, really plumbing the depths of obscurity here.
怨恨戦記のセリフだったら全部覚えてる。熱狂的な読者の確固たる自信ってやつだよ。
さすがアラニ、あの話は漫画家たちがジョークを込めて書いたやつだから笑えるんだよな。実際なたにいたらアビスの怪物とフードバトルするなんて想像もできないぜ。
まあ別の世界線なら可能かもしれないけどね。こんな奇想天外なストーリーよく思いつくよ。
奇抜なストーリーもだけど、私が一番すごいと思ったのはやっぱりキャラクターのコンセプトかな。歴史上の伝説に基づいて怨恨戦士フィエテナを作り出した漫画家の人たちって本当にすごいと思う。
Should enjoy fate.
このフィエテナが最も好きなことの一つ、それは私には無理だと思っている人にそれは違うと突きつけることよ。これフィエテナ様のセリフの中で
Didn't sound like Barasa at all
一
when
番
she
好
was
き
saying
な
this.
言葉なの。
ちなみに今のは怨恨戦記第3巻に出てくるセリフね。
The issue with the VA being like too good. She just sounded too much like a different person. Or maybe that means the VA is not good enough. Because she just did a Fietena voice here, not Varesa pretending to do a Fietena voice.
このフィエテナが最も好きなことの一つ。それは私には無理だと思っている人にそれは違うと突きつけることよ。
It doesn't sound like Vanessa at all.
タラにさ、補足ありがとう。ミニーちゃんは怨恨戦記の中でどのセリフが一番好き？エピソードでもいいよ。
私はやっぱり夢を描写してる部分かな。アビスの怪物が無限に湧いてきて完全に消滅させることは永遠に不可能でも、フィエテナは自分が夢見る理想の故郷のため努力を欠かさないの。試しもしないでなぜ無理だとわかる？
おー、私もそのセリフ好きだよ。
あ、それも怨恨戦記第3巻に出てくるセリフね。
夢のためにまっすぐなフィエテナ様は私の中で一番かっこいい英雄なんだ。でもフィエテナみたいな根気強さを自分が持とうとすると実際難しいよ。一生懸命努力を続けてても周りの人はそんなの非現実的だって言うし、私も自分は絵が下手だってずっと思ってた。どんなに描いてもまだまだ足りないって、もう諦めよっかなって思ったこともあるよ。描くのをやめたら気が楽になるんじゃないかなって。でもいざ手放すとついつい絵のことを考えちゃうんだ。雑貨屋でベーコンを買ってる時も家事をしてる時も。
で、結局また筆を手にして描き始めるんでしょ？
うん。実は描くのをやめたりまた描き始めたりっていうサイクルは何度も経験してるんだ。もしかしたら私はフィエテナみたいなすごい人にはなれないのかもね。それは違うよ、ミニーちゃん。フィエテナ様にだってトレーニングしたくない時や健康的な食事をとりたくない時はあるんだから。根気強さっていうのは必ずしも毎日同じことを繰り返さないといけないってわけじゃないんだよ。私はね、本物の根気強さって何かを愛し続けてどんな時でもそれを心に留めておくことだと思うんだ。お腹についたお肉は減らせるし、落ちた筋肉はもう一度取り戻せる。身体能力が落ちたってまた元に戻せるんだから。一番大事なのは愛を持ち続けること。つまり
愛こそ朽ちることのない力の源泉だ。
そうそう、怨恨戦記第6巻でフィエテナ様が悪役を倒す時のセリフだよね。ほら、しっかり覚えてるでしょ？
忘れたことないよ。
Here is to your dreams.
ちょっと待った。バレさん、お前の近くにあった料理いつの間に平らげたんだ？みんなで話してる時だよ。フィエテナ様のことを話しながらだとお肉がより美味しく感じたよ。ずるいぞ、みんなで一緒に食べようぜ。
Everyone grabs their cutlery and vies for a fair share of the remaining food.
お腹いっぱいだぞ。ゲップ。
無理だ、もう食べられない。
腹ごなしにみんなでゆっくりキャンプまで歩いて帰ろう。
Why did not let you do the Columbina anecdotes? She gone. Wait, could I talk to? Let me see if maybe Sarah has some extra dialogue.
飛ぶか。
I shouldn't miss out on that. Probably not, but maybe. Okay, no. Hey, you can't meet her because she's not in Teyvat right now. She went through the moon gate.
時間が。
この後は何も予定入れてないから、キャンプに戻ったら各自休憩ってことで。
よかった。お腹いっぱいでちょっと眠かったんだ。
あれ、ミニー、どうしてこんなとこにいるんだ？ずっと探してたんだぞ。
お兄ちゃん、何かあったの？
That's her brother.
何かって、何日も家に帰らないから父さんと母さんが心配してるんだ。
私、今日は友達とトレーニングに行ってて、さっき町に戻ったばかりなの。お腹が空いたからみんなで食事をしてたんだ。数日後に大会があるから、雪山のキャンプでトレーニングに参加するってお父さんお母さんにも伝えてあるよ。ちゃんと同意してくれたし。
おいおい、父さんと母さんのことを分かってないな。約束は約束だけど、何日もお前に会えなかったら心配でたまらなくなるに決まってるだろ。
ミニ、この人がお前のお兄ちゃんなのか？酒場のパットンと兄弟だったんだな。
お前の言ってた友達か？あ、栄誉騎士じゃないか。
Hey, Patton.
やあ、俺とミニーはちょっと年が離れてるけど、本当の兄弟で間違いないよ。ミニー、いつの間に栄誉騎士と友達になったんだ？何も言ってくれないなんて。
ああ、うん。栄誉騎士様は最近加わったばかりで教える時間がなかったの。
皆さん、俺の妹が迷惑かけてないといいけど。
まさかミニーちゃんは私たちの大切な友達だし、一緒にトレーニングできてすっごく嬉しいよ。
それならよかった。ミニー、最近家に帰ってないから二人とも会いたがってるぞ。お前を見かけたら早く家に帰ってきなさいって伝えるよう頼まれてたんだ。趣味があるのはいいことだけど、楽しむ程度でいいだろ。何日も家に帰らないなんてダメだぞ。トレーニングはまた明日にして早く家に帰れよ。あんまり父さんと母さんを怒らせるな。
わかったよお兄ちゃん。先に友達とキャンプに戻って荷物を取ってきてから帰る。
ああ、そうしな。でもあまり遅くなるなよ。あの二人は短期だからグズグズしてると雪山までお前を捕まえに来るぞ。皆さん、引き止めちゃって悪いね。それじゃ俺は酒場の仕事に戻るよ。
真っ白で火。
この気温、やっぱりモンド城の中はまだ暖かい方なんだな。雪山のふもとは寒すぎるぜ。俺ちょっとテントの中で温まってくよ。
私も一緒に行く。満腹すぎてちょっと眠っておきたい。
あ、私も荷物を。
ミニー、
この子ったら探したのよ。
お父さんお母さん、本当に雪山まで来るなんて。
こっちから来なければ家に帰らないつもりだったんでしょ。ほんの数日だと思ってたのに、どうしてずっと帰ってこないの？
言ったでしょ、しばらくこっちにいるって。
確かにそうだ。でも家に帰って寝るとも約束しただろう。ほら、家に帰ろう。
わかった。ちょっと友達に行ってくる。みんな、今日はキャンプに泊まらないで家に帰るね。明日またトレーニングに来るから。
おい、明日も来るつもりなのか？ミニー、いい加減にしなさい。こんなに長いこと友達と遊んだんだし、もう十分楽しんだだろう。お前の体ではこんな極寒の環境に耐えられるはずがない。小さい頃、高熱を出して何日も苦しんだことを覚えていないのか？父さんも母さんもお前のことが心配なんだよ。
でも、こんにちは。私はミニーちゃんの友達でバルサって言います。
おお、君がバレサか。ミニーから話は聞いているよ。こんなに長い間ミニーの遊びに付き合ってくれてありがとう。おっと、何も手土産を持ってこなかったな。
手土産？いえいえ、そんなお気遣いなく。私が言いたいのは、ミニーちゃんが今回の大会をすごく真剣に捉えていて、ずっと一緒にトレーニングしてきたってことです。この数日間、彼女はトレーニングを一番早く始めて、一番最後までやってました。フィジカルトレーニングでもコース練習でも、いつだって一番頑張ってたのは彼女なんです。それにお二人はミニーちゃんと約束したんですよね。彼女が入賞できたら希望を前向きに考えてくれるって。彼女は漫画関係の仕事がどうしてもやりたくて、すごく頑張ってきたんです。ミニーちゃんのこれまでの苦労が無駄になるのはお二人も見たくないですよね。
それはそうだけど、でも
お母さん、私。
何をバカなことを。そんなことよりお前の健康の方が大事に決まっている。趣味を持つことは何の問題もないが、何が遊びで何が真剣な仕事かはっきり区別するようにと何度も言ってきただろう。遊び事のために体を壊すようなことがあったらどうするんだ。
父さんを責めないでね、ミニー。私たちはあなたのことを思って言っているの。あなたはまだ若いんだし、何かに情熱を注ぐことは決して悪いことじゃないわ。でも将来のことはちゃんと考えないと。あなたの描いた漫画、ママも読んだわ。確かにとっても綺麗だった。でも漫画を仕事にするっていうのは堅実じゃない。
ミニー、父さんはお前を咎めるつもりで言ったんじゃないんだ。
The Stolen boss is so whack. When you have Venti Durin, the Stall phase is like more of a pro than a con. Because when he gets the Cryo Shield, if you pull the tornadoes towards him, if you use the Venti Burst while he has the Cryo Shield up, you pull the tornadoes towards him, they destroy the shield super quickly and he loses a ton of Anemoras. So it's actually like a good thing. You actually gain damage from that phase, don't lose it. And then Durin also helps to destroy the Cryo Shield even quicker. Oh, so if you have not been doing that, that might be why you've been getting worse than C0 Venti performance with your C6. Because Venti clears this at C0 for sure, without issue. If you rotate through it right. But yeah, you need to pull the tornadoes towards him.
父さんも母さんもお前のしてきた努力を見てきた。その根気はすごいことだと思う。お前は自慢の娘だ。だが俺たちの心配も分かってほしい。全ての夢が思い通りに叶って、それで食べていけるわけじゃないんだ。
お父さん、お母さん、あっちで話さない？
そうね、向こうへ行きましょう。
Amazing with her parents, the atmosphere seems very stern. I can't go closer. Renewal is actually so fun with Durin, stop hating. But like, you could be playing Razor and doing more damage. That's the issue with Renewal. It's not that it's gonna be like that terrible. Because the Durin Fischl core is just... Durin Fischl Chevreuse core is just so strong, you can play anything there. But Raiden is just one of the weakest characters you could play there. In that slot.
ミニーの両親すごい勢いだったな。なんだか話に割って入る勇気が出なかったぜ。私もミニーちゃんのために何か言おうと思ったけど、どう口を挟んでいいかわからなかったよ。ご両親の話を聞いて、確かにミニーちゃんのためを思って言ってるのは分かったよ。体のことを気遣ってて慰めてくれてたし。でもどこか間違ってる気がするんだ。 それが何なのかはよくわからないけど、一体何がいけないんだろう。
What about your parents, Vanessa? Have they always supported you?
ご飯を食べるときも、眠るときも、トレーニングのときも、お父さんとお母さんはいつも笑顔で会いに来てくれたよ。でもミニーちゃんのご両親は彼女に会いに来たとき、どうして全然笑顔じゃなかったんだろう。彼女のことを大切に思ってる口ぶりだったけど、怒ってるようにも見えた。よくわからないな。でももしこのまま彼女が大会に参加させてもらえなくなったら、今までの努力が全部無駄になっちゃうよ。どうしたらいいんだろう。私はミニーちゃんの隊長のはずなのに、全然助けてあげられないなんて。
まさかニペカに頼まれて持ってきたこの贈り物がここで役に立つなんてね。本当は最後にミニーを驚かせたかったんだけど、今がこれを使うタイミングかもしんないね。
You got a plan, Shilonen? How do we fix this?
ミニーの両親を笑わせることは無理かもしんないけど、ミニーを予定通り大会に参加させることはできるかも。
She pulls out a gun. Oops, where am I going?
いや、お父さんお母さん、そうじゃないの。私は。
はいはい、また帰ってから話しましょう。
二人ともちょっといい？話したいことがあって。
君はシロネン副隊長だね。ミニーから話は聞いているよ。何か用かね。大会のことならちゃんとミニーは参加できるよ。ただしこんなたわごとはこれっきりにするよう、さっき彼女としっかり話し合った。
別によその家の事情に口を挟むつもりはないよ。でもうちらはもうすぐミニーと一緒に大会に出ることになってる。メンバーのコンディションはチェックしとかなきゃいけないんだよね。ミニーが心にわだかまりを抱えたまま参加したら、きっと全力を出すことなんてできないっしょ。それと娘が夢中になってることをたわごとなんていうのは、彼女の努力を認めたことにならないと思うよ。さっきも言ったようにオタクの家庭事情に口出ししたいわけじゃない。でもうちの生徒はミニーの絵が大好きなんだ。ミニーの師匠としてうちには生徒の代わりに思いを伝える義務があると思うんだよね。
ミニーの絵は確かに素晴らしいさ。だがさっきも言ったように、趣味は趣味、仕事は仕事だ。こういう類のものはほんの数人しか気に入ってくれないだろ
う。ならこの手紙を見てみなよ。
Oh, thank you for reminding me about the Mini Astra. Yeah. Because if I miss one more day, I think I'm out.
これは
ミニーの作品が大好きな人が彼女に送ったプレゼント。本当なら一人一人が手紙を書くはずだったんだけど、そんなにたくさん手紙を抱えて長旅に出るのは無理だったからさ。うちの生徒であるニペカが主導して、全員で一緒にミニーへ送る絵を描いたんだ。人数がめっちゃ多いから、だいたい一人一筆しか描けなかっただろうね。
ニペカ、それにみんなも。
ごめんねミニー。サプライズのために大会が終わってから渡してくれってニペカから頼まれてたんだけどさ、ちょっと急を要する感じだったから、早めにこれを渡すしかなかったんだ。
一体何人でこれを。
ミニーの趣味がたわごとだってあんたが思う理由は、漫画なんて価値のない仕事だって思ってるから。で、あんたが思う漫画に足りない価値ってのは、収入と人気が不安定なところ。そうでしょ？
確かにその通りだ。
だったら今見た通りだよ。あんたの娘の作品には熱心なファンが大勢いる。モンド城に来た時ね、銀融詩人ってみんなにすごく尊敬されてる職業だって聞いたんだ。ミニーがやってることを銀融詩人に、彼女の作品と集まったファンをそれぞれ詩と聞き手に置き換えてみなよ。それでもまだミニーが創作を続けることに反対する？ 彼女のやってることがたわごとだって思う？
しかしこの子は体が。
それは私から説明するね。おじさんおばさん、ミニーちゃんはお二人が思ってるほど弱い子じゃないですよ。信じてください。私は小さい頃から部族のスポーツ大会に参加してきたから、このことに関してははっきり言えるんです。おじさんおばさん、ミニーちゃんの体は感情とは言えないけど、そこまで悪くはありませんよ。適度なトレーニングはプラスになるし、ずっと家に閉じこもってたら逆に不健康になっちゃいます。お父さん、お母さん、私今すごく調子がいいの。不調を感じるところも全然ないし、毎日トレーニングに参加して前よりたくさん食べられるようになったし、夜もぐっすり眠れる。
ミニ、お前は大きくなったし、自分でいろいろ考えるようになった。お前が毎日のように読んでいる漫画のことも、よく話題に上げる八重堂のことも、父さんたちにはよくわからない。つまるところ、父さんと母さんはお前が困ることなく安心して堅実に暮らしていけることを願っているだけなんだ。約束もしたわけだし、今回の大会をそこまで大事に思っているのなら、頑張って最後までやってみなさい。
Don't worry, I'll make sure Mini gets through this safe and sound.
感謝するよ、栄誉騎士。実を言って、君がいてくれるととても安心できる。おっと、ここまでにしておこう。ミニ、トレーニングに行くのも大会への参加も問題ないが、夜は家に帰ってきて寝るんだぞ。いいかい？
もちろん。
Mini collects her luggage and lives with her parents. They promise to bring her to tomorrow's training session.
これでどうにか一件落着かな。
Your powers of persuasion worked like a charm.
いや、実際のところ、うちはこういうの苦手だからね。もしあの手紙でもダメだったらどうしようもなかったって。うまくいってよかったよ。うちはただミペカに頼まれてグッズを買いに来ただけなんだけどな。もう誰も覚えてないだろうけど。
Even though it wasn't what you signed up for, you really rose to the occasion.
別に何でもないって。ただ昔のことを急にちょっと思い出しただけ。世の中にはさ、あまりにも愛が強すぎて相手を変えようとしちゃう人がいるんだよ。自分の愛する理想の姿に。でも愛する人の手足を縛り付ける愛なんて、なるべく早く解いた方がいい。ま、ミニーの両親はさすがにそこまでではなかったけどね。ほら、うちらも準備しに行こう。明日の大会、絶対いい成績を収めるだかんね。
They say tomorrow's, but it's like still tomorrow from today, right? Yeah, the quest is not here, because usually they will be like, it will be in 2 days, because then in game you have to wait 2 days as well. But they just threw out the immersion. What is this checkmark thingy? What does this mean? Oh, does it mean that I got all the achievements? Oh, I think that's what it means. Okay, let's do the rainbow one first. That quest was pretty long. Oh, I have battle records! Wait, since when is this a thing? Did they do like an update? But yeah, the marking for like the achievements and then the battle record? Sneak like Milliaster update mid-patch? Huh? They're focusing on the wrong things. Oh, and it even recommended me the other AFK Wonderland. Wait, but it's not the... Yeah, it's this one, right? Yeah, yeah. Wait, what? Wait. Can I... They recommended me a Wonderland to play, right? And yet I can't play it from this screen. I can only click return to lobby anyways? Okay, at least it brings up this window. Okay, so it's smoother. It's a tiny bit smoother to change them. But I still can just click play again, or like play this one. Surely it will come eventually. The TP2 teapot is probably never gonna get fixed, because like everything works like this in Genshin. But yeah, it's 8 days left, and I still need 900 points. So I can miss out on 1 day, right? And I'm still okay, but that's tight. I might miss out on like Christmas Eve or something. So yeah, let's hope I don't. And we still need to get the linchpin. We have 1 week. We only have 1 week for this, man. I should focus on this even more so than the event. I will be able to get linchpin 0 in bridge battle quite easily from now. But I need another game to get 800 points on, and you get 600 per win, and you lose 15 per loss. So it's kinda rough. So we don't have any time for activities, because this took like 5 times longer in the first part, but I'm not complaining. It was a nice quest. I really liked the thingy. Yeah, I'll probably do that, because it's either Blade Soccer or the Life and Death Duel. There are like no other games with like ranking even. I'm pretty sure there are fewer than 10 games in total on the EU server that even have ranking at all. Which is incredibly scuffed, and then like I need to get to a high rank on 2 of them. They did not think this through. Just like everything in this mode. Way before 3.4. Yeah, let's do a quick Genshin duel as well. Above 1.5 Claymore. Sayu. No. Itto. With rain this heavy, not only are the stars clouded, so is my blah blah blah. Yeah, it's Mona. 20? Oh no, it's Emily. Fire, Amber, Shield, Toma, Shuei. No, man. I am really hoping for Shuei every single day. Robin. Below 2.2. So like Black Swan. Okay, it's one of the 4 stars. Gallagher. To Pompa will always be the train's mechanic. Ha ha. Himeko. This, I think it's Yukong. If you don't know what, you go Yukong. Oh, it wasn't. Shoot, so maybe it's... Because I thought it's a kite, but it might be like sword strikes. Wait, I've seen this before. It's like Firefly? No. Edge of the Void? Acheron? Oh, that's Veld. That's Veld. Of course it's Veld. It's his skill. That's the bounces. Pella. No? Shuei. Not Shuei's sister, aka Hanya. Took me a while. The pen doesn't really make sense as the first one. It's like Brush But Wars. Bro, speedrunning. Nothing. Let's go with Manato. Why is he just called Komano? This trips me out every time. He's called Manato, man. Nothing. Okay, let's go Anton then. Okay, fire attack or electric attack. This is Sunbee. Because she uses this boss as well. So we know it's not Harumasa. Okay. Easy clap. I think I've done everything I wanted to do today. So yeah. Thank you everybody very much for watching. But this will be the end of the stream for today. You are a bit too late. I do stream almost every single day at 8 PM CET. I will not be streaming on Wednesday and Thursday though. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'll be taking days off then. But I'll be back right after this. I might miss out one day on Sunday or Monday as well. Like this Sunday or the Monday in a week. But we'll see about that. This week, so until Saturday, I'll be missing out on Wednesday and Thursday. So yeah, join this server if you want to get stream notifications and the like. And I will see you again tomorrow for the next part of this event. And maybe some activities we can feed them. Or maybe not. Maybe some Miliastra? I might need to do off-stream Miliastra, which will be horrible. Okay, yeah. See you then. Bye-bye!